Alright, ladies and gentlemen, my name's Shane, this is Shane's Games, and tonight we're going to be playing Secret World Legends. This is going to be our very first time playing on stream, so if you are here right now, you're not missing a damn thing. But if you want to see some of the other games I stream, look in my info below. You'll see a link to my YouTube channel where I archive all of my streams. So if you ever find yourself in the mood to see a game that's a little weird, obscure, unusual, or just nostalgic, click over there, see what I've got on offer, and give me a subscribe if you are so inclined. But for tonight, let's get into the game, shall we? So I was testing the game out before, and I rolled with a character for a couple hours, but I decided to delete her so we could start totally fresh for this stream. So that is what we're going to do. We're going to start out by rolling up the character, although as far as appearances, I think I'm going to try and recreate the character that I had for that. Let's see, single slot save is a nightmare. Agreed, Vikingtor, agreed. Luckily on PC and for most modern games, you don't have to worry about that anymore. But, that is a thing that used to be a problem with old console games. I was just really quickly looking at all the heal spots, and I've literally used all the herbs and heal items up at the police station. I don't think it's... Oh, no. I had to do that once with, one of the Silent Hill games. I think it was Silent Hill Homecoming. I got stuck in an area where I had to run past, like, 4 or 5 enemies, and I had, like, 1 hit, and there was no place I could go for more heals, and I ended up just... You know, I should say I ended up restarting the game, but no, I just uninstalled. So if you actually do restart the game, more power to you. You've got more willpower than I do. Alright, so in the game there are 3 factions, and we are going to check out the factions just so I can show you who your options are in here. We'll start with the Illuminati, sex, drugs, and Rockefeller.
It's all about power. Grabbing it. Keeping it, using it. Power is our currency, our DNA, our God. We control the world. We provide the blueprint and we give the instructions. We're the people in grainy photos on grassy knolls. We're the shadowy faces in smoky back rooms and darkened boardrooms. We're right here, hiding in plain sight, buying and selling favors. Blackmail, treason, deceit, these are our stock in trade. We work the magic of the drunken evenings with senators and chiefs of staff. We shake down demons and negotiate with sorcerers. We have stocks in hell and compromising photos of angels. We use any means necessary, regardless of the cost, because the world is a bad place, and you can either do or get done. We're the Illuminati, and we're not done.
Alright, so there's Faction 1, the Illuminati. Kind of what you'd expect from the Illuminati, except very modern and hip, of course. And Fika, yeah, that was one odd difference between Resident Evil 1 and 2. In Resident Evil 1, sort of stealthing and running around the zombies seemed a lot more viable, whereas in 2, there's a lot narrower hallways and a lot wider enemies. So that's kind of unfortunate. Definitely tries to force you into combat more often, which is interesting in some ways, but frustrating in others. You definitely have to change your playstyle, and if it's not a playstyle you like, you're not going to like RE2. But yeah, I think Zero's right. You will be able to optimize your playthrough if you play again, and more than likely it's not going to take nearly as long as it did your first time through. Alright, Faction 2, the Templars.
You came to us in search of a purpose. And mark this, there is no purpose greater than ours. The world will founder without structure and discipline. It needs leadership to guide it to a new age of stability. It needs those with the will to stamp out the darkness that breeds in the cracks. We do this because we are compelled by tradition, by loyalty, by laws. Without these, we are just animals. Evil reigns over animals, corrupting and compromising, toppling empires. So our empire must be incorruptible, must be uncompromising. Our conflict must be a righteous one. Your conviction will be tested, but among us, your faith will be unshaken. Among the Templars.
And there you have Faction number 2, the Templars. And Al, you said you're already hooked? I thought you would. I know you're an urban fantasy man like myself. I love urban fantasy as an aesthetic, so I am big into it. Hey, Sirkin Shade, welcome into the stream. How are you doing this evening? This is my first time playing it on stream. I played it a couple hours yesterday to test it out, and the last time I played it before that was the open beta, which was a couple of years ago at this point, I think. Probably more than that, honestly. So, functionally new. Functionally coming back into it after a long time. Sims 4 RP mod, Jesus Christ, Zero. I'm gonna judge you for who you side with. Go ahead, Ichigo. I've already picked, but go ahead and judge. Yeah, Heidel, I'm gonna be finishing up Half-Life 2 Episode 2 tomorrow. This is just a bonus stream, but I'm gonna be gonna be playing Secret World Legends on every other Thursday from now on. So we'll see how you like that. And lastly, last faction we're gonna be checking out is Faction 3, The Dragon, The Art of Chaos.
카오스를 이론적으로 정의해볼까? 그건 1000개의 동전을 공중에 던지는 것과 같다. 하나하나의 동전이 떠올랐다가 떨어지면서 정의와 탐욕, 관용과 처형, 고난과 따분함을 결정하는 것이다. 드래곤은 누구일까? 우리는 동전의 어느 한쪽 면도 아니다. 그저 운명이 우리를 위해 움직이기를 바랄 뿐이다. 우리는 동전이 아니라 동전을 던지는 손이다. 동전이 그리는 궤적이고 동전을 흔드는 거친 바람이기도 하다. 셀 수 없는 조건에 따라 결과는 달라지지만 우리는 그 모든 결과를 파악하고 조작하려고 노력한다. 1000개의 동전이 떨어져 내리는 동안 우리는 공식을 만들고 계산해서 각 동전이 어디에 떨어질지 예측한다. 동전이 떨어진 다음에는 어떻게 할까? 우리는 상황에 따라 적당히 조절한 다음 동전을 다시 공중으로 튕긴다. 우리는 드래곤이다. 이 이론이 정의하는 범위를 넘어 카오스를 제어한다.
And so there we go, that's faction number 3, The Dragon. So, which am I gonna play? I'd be eager to see if any of you have any guesses, but I have already decided. For me, it's pretty simple. Illuminati are interesting, but they kinda see like jerks. Dragon are very mysterious, and also maybe cliche Kung Fu faction, I'm not sure. Either way, I don't really have a grip on their ethos. And as you guys know, I do tend to play the goody-goodies in every single game I play, so I'm thinking Templars is where we're going. If anybody's got any comments on that, feel free to hear. Viking Tour, secret organizations trying to control everything. I hate those guys. No, they're trying to save the world from secret supernatural threats. Although I think the Illuminati probably are trying to conquer the world as well. It's hard to tell. We will see. Ichigo, you're pleased with the choice? Excellent, excellent. Let's get into it then. Templars. Alright, so I'm going to try and recreate the character I had in the, when I was playing the, when I was testing the game out. I had a really cool character that I liked a lot, actually. I'm going to see if I can recreate her any. Because honestly, she was, I got her through a sort of random generation. But I'm like, hey, that's actually a really cool character. So let me see if I can find. It was, yeah, it was a really interesting look for the character, and I'm like, you know, in an MMO, you do need kind of a cool character look if you are going to be playing the character for a very long time. And obviously, like any MMO, lots and lots of different hairstyles and whatnot. So, let's see here. Usually I play dudes in my MMOs, but, like I said, when I was playing this game as a test yesterday, it sort of randomly generated a female character for me, and I'm just like, wow, that look is really fucking badass, so I decided to stick with it. And yeah, I think I'd kind of like to do that again. So, let's see. So this is going to be a little bit different. The only other game I can think of off the top of my head that I really ran a female character in was Mass Effect. I went through the whole Mass Effect trilogy with a female character. And, yeah, now I only think of Shep as FemShep. That's just a thing for me right now. Only faction you don't like Ichigo is Illuminati. Fair enough, Illuminati seem kind of like jerks. Well, Al, they actually mention in the lore that the Templars in here aren't explicitly the same thing as the Knights Templar. They were associated with them for a while, but the Templar in here aren't even a religious order. So it's a little bit different. Hey there, Dazza. Welcome into the stream. How are you doing this evening? Oh, alright, so you played Templar for quite some time. Good to hear then, Sirkin. FemShep is the best? Hell yeah, GMT. Hell yes. Viking Tor, you still have to finish Mass Effect. You also have a FemShep going. Good deal. Good deal. I am a FemShep fan. Like, it's just strange. Like, normal Dude Chef just looks weird to me right now. I can't even look at Dude Chef anymore. It's just wrong. Just completely wrong. Let's go with that right there. That's kind of an interesting look. And yeah, that's kind of cool right there. And let us pick some badass clothing as well. Yeah, this is the look I think I had in the beta. I could have swore it was different hair, though. You will have to give me a second. And then shoes. Get some stomping boots. You're gonna be a hero, you may as well. Let's see, what was the hair she had? I know the beta character I had some really badass hair. That was it. With the shaved head look. I think that's a good look. I like that look. Alright, what do you guys think? How do you like the character? Good look? Ichigo, you're a sucker for red hair and big green eyes? Same, buddy. Good deal. Oh, the male Shep? Yeah, I thought it was a bit generic too. He was kind of flat in all of his delivery. Sirkin, will I be tank, DPS, or healer? Since I'm planning to be running the game mostly by myself, Sirkin, I'm gonna go straight up DPS. I think that'll probably serve me pretty well. You like it, Al? Excellent, excellent. Alright, I'm gonna stick with this for right now, I think. Let me see, do I want a different coat? Was that the one I'm sticking with? No, I like that look. Alright. So next up, we select a class, and I'm gonna go with the class I was toying around with in the, I think the colors of the top and the jacket clash a little bit. I could have swore I had a darker jacket in the, no, I guess that's the only one. I don't know, I don't have any sense of style. What am I doing? So I'm gonna go with the class that I had in the, beta I was playing around with. Not the beta, the tech test I was doing. I'm gonna go with Gunslinger, which uses pistols as the primary weapon and shotguns as the secondary weapon. As it says, is a DPS over everything else. Don't mind the clothes, this is just sort of showing off the iconic look for that class. It's not actually what my clothes are going to be going into it. So you picked the Hakatsune Miko hair dye? Hell yeah, it's a good look. The Dark Tower class? Yes, the Roland class, GMT. So the interesting thing about this game is you can pretty much use any weapon in any combo, so the class is more or less just what you start the game with. So I'm going to start the game with a pistol and a shotgun, and then afterwards I can spec out into different weapons and mix and match whatever I want to, even different specs for different builds. So yeah, I think we're going to go with that. So first of all, nickname, that's an easy one. Shane is Games. And then I'm going to use the same name that I used for the tech test, which is Lola Danger. That's a good name for her, right? Finger guns, hell yeah! Alright, so that is going to be our character, unless anyone has any strange and strenuous objections. The Chanel? No. We're not going down that road, Al. That is a long and dark road. So no. We're going to be rolling Lola Danger with the player name of Shayna's Games. So, let's do this. And I hope you enjoy the opening cinema. It's kind of a cool one. And there we've got the iconics for the 3 different classes right there. Templars in front, Illuminati on the left, and Dragon on the right. Remember the face of your father.
Further developments in Tokyo, where the military is maintaining a heavily guarded perimeter around the site of last month's terrorist attack. The Japanese government has stated that an unidentified radical political group released a biological agent in the Tokyo subway, less than 1 kilometer from Orochi Tower. Although the area has been evacuated, there have been eyewitness reports of activity inside the perimeter, including ongoing fighting between Orochi security personnel and armed civilians. Authorities are denying these reports, and the military has barred anyone from approaching within 100 meters of the temporary perimeter.
You will see the end of days. You will see the dawning of a new age. To be a monarch or a beggar. To lose everything or to become a god. To stand with us or against us. The choice is yours. Remember this.
So interesting so far, and now we got this badass loading screen right here. I'm loving the loading screens in the game so far. Glad you guys are enjoying the game so far too. It's a heck of a beginning right there. Very weird. Very weird. Not too many games start with the swallow and the bee there. Huh, don't think that was there before. Pretty sure I didn't live in a graveyard before. Alright, so now we are in the tutorial. Let's see what we got here.
The world trembles. You must learn or be swept away.
The dead rise, Tier 1. You have awoken in your bedroom, which has been transported into a small cemetery, like you do. Proceed forward and learn more about this dream that you were unable to wake from.
Haste.
So yeah, she's basically a quest giver right there, and we just got our first quest. And I'll explain more about our quest's work once we actually get into the game proper. Alright, so we got our first weapon, a pistol. We've got that equipped now. And what are we going to do with it?
The dead are rising to the siren song. Destroy them.
Alright, finish off the trapped zombie. Let's do it.
Basic abilities are as effortless as breathing, but power abilities draw upon your reservoir of energy.
There we go. So using...
Lay the dead to rest. Silence the call.
So I've got that gun ability, but you can see the little yellow bar on the right that says 15 right now. Its energy is depleted every time I use my gun, so I can't just hold down the button and fire infinitely. You'll also notice here one of the abilities of my gun is that it actually hits multiple targets. So, the pistol is very good at the beginning with DPS, or AoE I should say. Not even true AoE, it's more of a chain hit, but...
Be mindful of the voices.
Listen to the voices
They
that
will
whisper
whisper
in your sleep.
Kinda creepy right there. Responsibilities knock at my door, I must away. Alright, Vikingtor, thank you for stopping by. Good luck with your responsibilities, and I will see you around, hopefully. So, creepy graveyard full of zombies. Good time, good start.
You must learn focus and control. The Watchers will intervene only in dreams and only once. Every weapon becomes a unique focus for your abilities. Power swirls in the chamber of the pistol, a roulette of chaos and carnage at your fingertips.
Alright, so this is the special ability of the pistol right here. I've got these two chambers, you see them down just above my skill bar right there, and every time I shoot my pistols, the two chambers spin randomly. Sirkin, don't worry, I've got a handle on the basics of this game, don't worry. I was playing this for like 6 hours yesterday. So these two chambers spin randomly whenever they fire, and anytime the two chambers line up with the same colored bullet, I get a damage boost based on the rarity of the color for about 3 seconds. So that's kind of nice. Kind of a cool little thing right there.
Speciality Spotlight. Pistols. Understanding the chamber roulette. Use your pistol abilities to spin both chambers. When both chambers align, your pistol's abilities do additional damage for a short while. The damage bonus increases based on the rarity of the match.
So yeah, kind of a little bit of randomness, a little random bonus to my abilities. We're going to test it out real quick.
The Rakshasa have also come to heed the song. Have pity, but spare them no mercy. They were once like you. The world shakes, the dead rise. You will be tested.
So you can probably see the little chambers spinning down there. Interesting little mechanic. As far as I can tell, all of the weapons have their own little special mechanics. So that's kind of neat.
You are cursed with free will.
Or whispers, kind of spooky. And we got bad guys. Take him out with that nice little group shot ability right there. I do like that a lot. And as you can see, my energy actually restores pretty fast, so I don't have to worry about it too much, except in sustained combat. I kind of hate when game tutorials or web videos that play inside the game. I live in Australia. I'd learn faster pressing random buttons letting the video load. I feel your pain, Ichigo. I feel your pain. Yeah, it's not the most elegant from a storytelling or mechanical point either. Honestly, I thought the game was doing a pretty good job of explaining the mechanics without that. But what are you gonna do? There we go. And he dropped a lever handle. Pick that up. Oh god, I hated that LTG. Oh, who's this guy now? But yeah, welcome into the stream, LTG. How are you doing this evening? But yeah, I hated in Destiny how every time you got bits of lore, it's like, and now go to this website. No, I'm playing a video game. Let me see it now.
Revenants do not follow the call. They follow death. You cannot leave this place while it lives. Be agile. Be confident. Your life depends upon it.
Active dodge. So basically what I can do is I can hold shift and press a move to do a dodge roll. But you see this little blue bar above my skill bar? That's the cooldown on the dodge roll. It's got a pretty long cooldown, honestly, so I can't just spam it all over the place. So you're not going to see me dodge rolling too much in fights. I get like 1 or 2 per fight, unless except for the big boss fights, so I have to be careful. Oh, nice, LTG. So we're getting close to it, I assume, then. Alright. Let's go ahead and place the lever in here. And then we're going to have to fight this Revenant dude. You see those white lines on the ground are where the attack's going to come. So I can use those to gauge where I need to be and where I shouldn't be. So pretty simple, pretty simple. And he is dead. Luckily, I think having a ranged character helps against that fight. Or maybe there's different fights for different classes. So what I do next is I have to send in a mission receipt. Which is basically I pull out my cell phone and I tell my mission leader that the mission is done. Now, I don't have a mission leader right now, so it doesn't make a ton of sense lore-wise. And right now my response is, we're watching you. And here's the rewards that I get. And if you're paying a monthly fee to the game, these are some extra bonuses that you get. But we're not doing that, so we'll just get this right here. Which includes a talisman reward bag, green quality, which has a random talisman in it. And I don't have a talisman right now, and in fact, that is a pretty nice talisman for a starter bag, so I'm going to go ahead and put that on right away. And then we can go ahead and pull the lever and continue on. 37 days in Japan, not bad at all, LTG, not bad at all. I hope it lives up to expectations. Zero, you going on lurk? Alright.
Choices.
Enjoy your lurk, Zero. It is really dark in here.
Fighting eternal darkness is a fool's errand. Wisdom is the light that drives the darkness away.
Pyramid schemes. You have landed in a dark and forgotten corridor. The way forward seems unclear. Look around for clues to proceed. Oh, there's a big button right there. Do I push the button? I cannot push the button. Let's see. I don't know, it sure seems like we need to push the button. There's something else in here? I just did this damn tutorial yesterday. Oh, I didn't accept it. There we go. That was my problem. Oops, gotta click accept.
The torch, child. We speak in metaphors because alien minds cannot decipher them. Your path will be equally puzzling. Wisdom must be your torch.
I appreciate that little bit of lore right there. We speak in metaphor because alien minds cannot decipher them. It's a cool and fitting thing in the setting, I think. Alright, so now we get a torch which will let us see, but we can't fight with the torch. But that's fine. That is what we need to be doing right now. Let's push the button and continue deeper into the pyramid. Most likely 4 years for localization, depending on the size of the script. RPGs are not an easy thing to localize, that's for sure. Alright, so we've got a bunch of tiles with symbols on them. And we got that symbol on the wall, so let's try only stepping on the tiles with that symbol. Seems to be working so far. And we're good. Ease peas. I do kind of like the lighting effects, but though I don't have the...
You are with the chosen, but you must choose for yourself.
I like how the two voices keep saying different things. That's kind of spooky. Yeah, I like the lighting effects, but I do have the graphics turned down a little bit. Once I get the new PC, I'll be cranking the graphics up as high as they'll go. And then this game is going to look real pretty, I guarantee you that. I played this back in the original beta test for the MMO and not since then, so I played it yesterday for a while to test it out and see if it seemed like it would be a fun thing to stream. And I liked it a bunch. I had trouble dragging myself away from the game, honestly. So yeah, I think I'm going to enjoy it, and I hope you guys will enjoy watching it. Alright, so 3 symbols above the door and a whole bunch of buttons. Let's try pushing the buttons that correspond to the symbols. That seems to be working. Just a matter of finding the right symbols then. But yeah, so I played this about 1 billion years ago, and then I played this yesterday, and also yesterday since I was going to be playing it, I went ahead and did some research into the mechanics to make sure I had a decent grip of it. I'm not going to pretend to be an expert or anything, but I think I should be able to explain it to any folks that are,
Even if this is
This is merely a dream.
for any folks that are coming into this blind, I think I should be able to walk you through the basics of the mechanics. Ah, guess we're jumping in the big hole. That didn't seem like a bad idea at all. Whoop. Alright, progress being made. Let's continue on. I don't like the blood splatters on the floor.
They are the cats prowling at the walls of reality. You are the mouse. It is best to remain unseen.
Blood-starved beasts. You have stepped into a seemingly abandoned facility. Strange emblems of a crimson fist can be seen on various walls and crates. Proceed with caution, as traps and unseen threats are lurking around each corner. Oh hey, nice win there, LTG. Congratulations.
A clever mouse creeps carefully to avoid stepping on a trap.
So you see each of the quests has their own icons right here. Like this one has a little yellow dynamite icon. And that means this is a stealth mission, which means a lot of the hazards...
It's not my place to intervene, but then
So a lot of the dangers in a stealth mission are going to be purely environmental. Like right here, there is a shitload of landmines on the floor. And obviously this is a pretty straightforward hazard, since this is just a tutorial, and it's got these laser mines here. But as the game goes on, they'll get a little more difficult. Oh no, we got one across the floor. How do I get over that? Space button is jump, so yes, there is a little bit of platforming in the game. I have to update Uplay to uninstall Uplay. Why? Because Uplay, Ichigo. Because Uplay. Alright, here we got an electrified floor. That's bad. Let's turn it off. Again, these puzzles seem devastatingly simple because they are devastatingly
where
simple.
the
Just
cat
tutorial.
walks, the clever mouse will walk unseen. A mouse cannot defeat a cat face to face.
So that's just warning me that that badass right there is unkillable. So we're going to have to get through this area with stealth. As if we get in a fight with him, he will kill the shit out of us. And I don't want that. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not looking forward to that. But yeah, Uplay sucks balls, Ichigo. Uplay sucks balls. I think I'm hidden behind the pillar right here. Let's just wait for him to walk away. Let's go for the control panel over here. There we go, and whoop. Oh, so when he got electrified, he actually shocked the floor too. That's dangerous. Now we gotta go take a look-see at him. 3691 inscribed in a plate on his back. Alright, I assume we're going to be needing that. And I see a keypad. Let's do it. 3691. Bingo. Let's head through the door. Alright, and we are done. So let's go ahead and claim our...
Talismans can protect you, strengthen you, and focus you. But they cannot save you. Nothing can save you, but the choice will set you free one way or another.
We're checking your progress. We're waiting. Ominous. And that leveled me up as well, level 2. And, ooh, another 2-dot talisman. Not terrible. We'll go ahead and put that in the next slot. And Meet up with other secret worlders and investigate Times Square. What the hell happened to Times Square?
Hurry. We have no time to spare.
Shouldn't we consult the Council of Venice first?
Now is not the time for argument.
What was that? Something's coming out of the ground.
Go now!
Oh, Jesus! I'm not ready for this. Oh, it's huge.
Don't hold anything back.
Survive the battle with the unutterable lurker. Alright, this seems just a teensy bit dangerous. I don't think I'm ready for this fight. I'm only doing like 3 points of damage to him per shot. Oh!
And be mindful of the voices that
Be
whisper.
mindful of the voices, for they speak the truth.
Good afternoon. Are you... From the look of things, I guess that question is moot. Bee problem? There's a lot of that going around. I represent an organization headquartered in London, a very large organization with branches across the globe and connections in every government, although we see ourselves as a silent partner. We pull strings, big strings, prime ministers, presidents, kings. Dark days are coming. The world is in turmoil and we're recruiting. Soldiers, agents, adventurers, crusaders. And we offer good terms, a fresh start, a network unlike any other, unlimited resources, a fantastic medical plan, and a way to harness and use your incredible powers. It may be a big transition, but look at it this way. This is a unique opportunity. You have been chosen. You have been granted powers beyond what most can imagine. So you can either be an outcast in a world that will never understand or accept what you've become, or you can join others like you. Take a stand against the rising darkness, and embark on a journey into the unknown, into the hidden places, into the secret world. The choice, as we're so fond of saying, is entirely yours. But know this. Your emerging powers will attract plenty of attention, and not everyone is as accommodating as we are. On your own, you'll be easy prey. You might not last a week. This will get you where you need to go. There are instructions inside. Use it or don't use it, it's your prerogative. You won't see me again. I trust you'll make the right decision. By the way, our organization is called the Templars. You may have heard of us. We've been around a while. Good day.
Yeah, not very subtle, the letter right there, GMT. But yeah, I do like the direction of the cinemas that they have in this game. I think they're really stylish, very much like a movie, and I enjoy them a lot. It's one of the things that I really was enjoying when I was testing the game out. And yet, Ichigo, from what I hear, that tutorial was created whole cloth, just for the Legends version of the game. Al, no, the character is a silent protagonist in the game. She will make facial expressions at certain things, but she never actually says anything. I guess it would have been super expensive adding more dialogue, and definitely I think it is easier to associate with a character when they are silent, so I can understand that.
Sorry, can't let you through without authorization. Look, I don't know what that's supposed to be, but it's not...
All right, lads, D.I. Shelley, they're with me. Do us both a favour and don't go flashing that letter around out here. The boys on the cordons haven't been briefed. As far as they're concerned, this is all just heightened awareness after the terrorist attack in Tokyo. But I don't deal with the bureaucracy. I deal with the truth. About the secret London. About the Templars. I'd say, I hope you know what you're getting yourself into. But you have no idea. Even I only get as involved as I have to, for the sake of us little people. You've seen it on the news. The Tokyo incident. That's what happens when your new crowd lets things get out of hand. Not here. Not on my watch. That's the deal. That's always been the deal. You'll be safe inside, Eldwick. Go see one of the prophets prophesying up the road by the tube station. They'll fill you in on the kind of crazy you've got ahead of you. Best be prepared. My sincerest condolences.
Yeah, GMT, I gotta laugh at that too. Hey, I'm from a secret society. I think I'm supposed to be here. Can you direct me to the secret society HQ? What are you doing, lady? Don't do that! Do not do that thing! And yeah, if you mean the facial animations, Ichigo, yeah, they're not great, but I don't think this game is a native English game. I believe it's translated from a European language, I want to say. I don't know exactly, but I guess that would explain why the mouths don't match up with the voices. It could. You died, GMT. I think the first time I was playing this during the test, I actually may have screamed at the screen a little bit. What are you doing? Put that away! Secret Society! What part of Secret Society are you struggling with here? Cripes, not a good way to start out things. Alright, so these little honeycomb icons we see are legends. They teach you a little bit about the lore of the game and also give you a good chunk of XP and in-game currency. So we're going to be seeking those out whenever possible. So let's see what we got. Morning Light. Reach for the sun. Their posters and stalls adorn every city. Their pamphlets blow through every street. In the wind and the flutter, the pages say, ready for the truth? Ready for change? Become who you always wanted to be. How bright is your future? Talk to us and find out. Release your inner potential and disrupt the harmful cycle of modern life. Discover your beauty within. We are all made of stars. The end is nigh, but the end is only the beginning. Walk with us into sunrise. Yes, in a game full of secret societies, there are still cults. Unpleasant cults out there, so we've got to be mindful of that. Alright, I see another lore up here, so let's go check that out. Is it still associated with EA after all these years, Ichigo? I haven't actually heard EA in association with this in a long time. Not sure if they broke away. Yeah, Funcom. Originally made by Ragnar Tornquist. I love that name so much. The guy that did the Longest Journey series of adventure games as well. Events. Opening night. Transmit. Initiate the backstage bickering. Receive. Raise the red curtain. Ladies and gentlemen, initiate the tragical history of From the Secret Quartos, live from the Albion Ballroom Theater. Witness, opening night. Dramatis Personae. Him in black and her in white. Professor Woland as Mephistopheles. Behemoth as the Duchess of Vanholt. The Ballets Russes as Dr. Faustus. Dr. Faustus as the barman in the back. The Buzzing as the chorus. Ladies and gentlemen, as witnesses to the crazed spectacle. September 1935. No, that doesn't make any more sense to me as it does to you, but I hope as we unlock more, we'll be able to start sorting things out.
Are you another of the restraining order?
Hey, what's up, folks?
I am but an errant foolish knight. My sword hand pierced upon the thorns of courtly love. Truly, I have courted all, as if romance is my questing beast. So many maidens, draped in mysterious heraldry. The houses of Dolce, Gabbana, Dior, Gucci.
Oh, he's a theater nerd. I get it now. If there was a game just about being inducted into a cult just to see if it had real magic or involved real demons, I'd totally be down to play that if it was narrative heavy. That would be kind of an interesting premise right there. I'm honestly not sure I've ever seen a game like that. I guess this is relatively close, but it's not the whole point of the game. I like that GMT. I'm going to have to keep that in mind. The Cult of the Pizza Puff. Yeah, I'd give my soul to that.
I returned to Londonwick 6 years past, though it seems I have lost centuries in a pleasurable view. This age is so strange, and yet. The May Queen still assumes a new form each year, as do those mistresses hitherto unknown to me. Miss June, Miss July, and so forth. I have kept extensive records of their illustrated literature.
Oh my god, what a nerd.
Oh, the one true king thought I gave myself too fully to chivalric pursuits. But to woo is as much my life's work as to defend his realm. And I weep at where his chasteness left him, slumbering forever in Avalon, alone, where once his marital bed was most accommodating.
I like this guy's metaphors, if nothing else, and it is nothing else. Just like a dumb teenager as a protagonist. That would work, GMT, I think. Shit, I do think that'd work. And Lotus23, welcome to the stream. How are you doing this evening? Alright, so we're not going to talk to these folks too much, because I do actually want to get on with the action a little bit. So we'll come back to them, and then probably have a chat with them later. Alright, and here's the Prophet Square we were supposed to get to.
So late to start recycling, to go to raves to save the gorillas, to cash out those Anansi shares. There's a storm coming. Mundo storm. Paint your glass houses shut. You don't have to take his word for it. This is a warning from the sun. It says it's old and tired and scared of death. It says you've lived as young gods for too long. Spoiled children who only need to wish for something and it'll come true. Well, those days are gone now and won't be here again. Sorry! I'll show you how it all goes down through the medium of unreliable narration. A vision of the future. This could be your lucky day. Tomorrow and all the ones after, not so much. It's a hot, wet day. You ever notice how the apocalypse always comes on a wet day? There's the smell of warm air and stale piss. The atmosphere is electric. I mean, actually electric. Sparking off the tracks, lifting and snapping your hair. A voice over the speakers that you don't hear. You itch. The black signal sounds.
Uh-oh.
Lights out.
And yeah, GMT, I love the voiceovers in this game. I love that the voice actors are really throwing themselves into the role. I want to find the voice acting director of this game and shake his hand. He or she has done an excellent job at conveying the characters in this game. I really love it. And also these loading screens, still very good.
It's all shut down. Kaidencho, everything. From the park to Arachi Tower.
SDF quarantine. Good news for Tokyo, bad news for us.
I thought the dragons thrived on chaos.
Someone once told me the Illuminati had all the answers.
They're saying a bomb. It's never just a bomb.
Something worse. Something that brought the filth with it.
So we fight. That's what us Templars do.
I enjoy a good fight, it's just these trousers are bloody velvet.
Sarah! Thank Gaia!
So if you heard at the very start of the game, they were mentioning some sort of disaster in Tokyo. And it looks like I have flashed back inside the body of someone named Sarah during the Tokyo disaster. So let's find out a little bit more about what happened in this Tokyo disaster. Ground Zero. Though this must be a dream, you find yourself experiencing the aftermath of the Tokyo subway attack through another's eyes. Follow the lead of the other Secret World agents and work your way through the station down to the Heart of Darkness. It sounds like the situation is worsening. You should ready yourself. Alright, there's a bag right here that belongs to the character I am in the body of right now. And I got my secondary weapon, a shotgun. Let's load that up right there. So shotguns have 4 types of ammo with unique abilities. Dragon's Breath with damage over time, armor piercing, obvious, depleted uranium with extra bonus damage, and anima infused which heals me when I shoot someone with it. So what happens is, as you can see above my hotbar, I've got 6 bullets loaded in the shotgun with a particular special ability. Like right now in my shotgun is Dragon's Breath bullets. If after I shoot bullets, they'll start reloading automatically very quickly, but if I run out all 6 bullets, then one of my shotgun abilities will change from its normal special ability to a random ability icon. And when I use that special ability, it'll reload my gun with that ability. So the more shotgun abilities I have on my hotbar, the more different abilities I'm going to be able to access to in big fights. But it is kind of random what abilities will come up. Still, if I manage my shotgun carefully, I don't need to do a full reload for a very long time, so I can pick an ability and stick with it for a while, so that's pretty cool.
Speciality Spotlight. Shotgun. Reloading your heavy munitions. The shotgun is loaded with 6 shells. Using any shotgun abilities will expend these shells. Once all shells are depleted, every shotgun ability will be replaced by a reload option for a randomized shell type. There are 4 types of ammunition. Armor-piercing shells reduces the defense of your target. Depleted uranium shells deal a large amount of bonus damage. Dragon's Breath shells apply a significant damage over time effect. Anima-infused shells cause your attacks to restore a percentage of your health.
Alright, GMT, say that's like ESO, where you get bonuses based on slotted abilities. That's a cool system. I like that. I like the whole idea of the game sort of encouraging you to think of your spec as a whole. That's pretty cool. Alright, so next of all, we're going to have to buy a skill. So we're going to hit N, as it says, to go to our skill window. And then from here, we've got 2 weapons unlocked right now. So we're going to go ahead and go to the shotgun tab. And right now, it wants us to go ahead and buy the ability Rocket Pod, which I don't necessarily want to buy as my first one, but that's what the game wants us to do, so we're going to go ahead and do that right now. And so this will be my primary shotgun ability for right now. Consumes 3 shotgun energy. That's the blue bar over on the right side of my hotbar. Launch a miniaturized rocket at your target, dealing 21 physical damage. This attack generates a large amount of hate. Hate is what the game calls aggro. So basically, if I was in a party, I would be able to use rocket pod to draw aggro. And consumes 1 shotgun shell. And unlocks for 5 AP. AP you can see up in the top right corner of the screen with the little orange button up there. You get AP pretty regularly as you get XP, so and you use that to unlock your active abilities for your weapons. We'll go ahead and unlock that, and it's automatically equipped to my right-click button, so that's nice. Alright, Al, get a good sleep, thanks for stopping by, and I will see you around. Alright, time to move on. Oh!
My God.
There's bad stuff down here. Uh-oh. They're coming through the vents! So, this is our first, I'm not even gonna say real fight, because it's still, we're still kind of on tutorial. But this is the first time I've got a fight outside of the tutorial, or outside of the first tutorial, so I do actually have to use my abilities a little bit, although the party fighting with me is tremendously powerful, so I could probably sit back and let them do all the fighting if I wanted to. Still, it's a good way to test out my abilities, and you can see what's happening with the little bars at the bottom of the screen by my hotbar.
Thanks for the encouragement, Alex.
Let's do this. Take it like all the other occult disasters, right?
Yeah, sure. All the other occult disasters.
Don't let it get on you. Don't even breathe in.
So I don't know anything about the enemy we're fighting right now.
This stuff can't think. Cancer doesn't know you're coming, it just is.
So yeah, we don't know anything about these enemies aside from the fact that they keep referring to them as the filth, and we see these black tentacles everywhere, and apparently it's dangerous to let it touch us, so that's a little scary.
New plan. Fight chaos with chaos. Keep the bastards at a distance, then take them out.
I like that plan.
That's your plan?
Well, it's a plan.
You've got points, Sarah.
Incoming!
Alright. So I'm going to try and get them grouped up so my pistol will do maximum effect as it bounces from enemy to enemy. And it'll finish off the stragglers with a shotgun, since the shotgun has a higher per shot DPS than my pistol on average. So as you can see, the characters with me all have their different weapons equipped, and they're all very adept at taking these guys out. Put some pistol bullets in them. Ah, somebody hailed me. Nice, nice. Alright, so next up, regroup with the team, it says.
We're gonna need to use some heavier powers. Don't hold back, right?
I was pacing myself.
Alright, so next up we need to hit end, open my skill window again, and this time it's going to show us passive skills, which are, as you'd imagine, passive and constantly in effect, but we've only got 5 slots for equipped passives. So we're going to go to the pistol, and they want us to start by buying this one, which is just plus 17 to my attack in general, overall. That's to my overall stat, not even when just using a pistol, just forever, plus 17 attack. So unlock that with 5 SP. And then next we're going to get the High Roller passive. Your controlled shooting, which is the one with bouncy bullets, rolls through enemies and becomes even stronger for each enemy it hits, increasing the base damage by 10% on each successive enemy. So the more enemies my bullets cut through, the more damage they do overall. And that one's 10 SP. And that gets equipped automatically.
You have to find Zuberi. We'll hold them here. Make a stand.
And I've also got this passive equipped as well, the base passive for pistols. Second Wind. When your chambers land on a matching set, you are energized, restoring 3.5% of your max health. So that's kind of nice as well, especially starting out. Alright, so they are going to stay back here and attempt to hold off the bad guys, while I'm going to go ahead and see if I can find somebody out there. No thanks. Oh, he's a big one. There we go. So he was a unique enemy, and the first time you defeat a unique enemy, you get a loot bag. So I'm going to get that loot bag right there, and then we got a gadget. So I'm going to go ahead and open up and put that in my gadget slot. This is the Worn Curio. Heals you or an ally for 80 points. This value does not increase with your heal rating. Select your target and right click to use. 30-second cooldown. So it's a free heal every 30 seconds forever, which is pretty damn nice. I appreciate having that. Alright, so let me get over here, see what I can find. I'm going solo now, so I'm going to have to be a little careful. Oops. Hey, dude.
The cavalry has arrived. Even where the filth corrupts, sky is power indoors. Take it into yourself. Breathe it out. Will this broken body mended?
Alright, so he's injured, and so this is basically showing multiplayer how you help out other characters, I believe. Alright, he's good.
Good. But even Gaia will be tested by what is to come.
Making a stand wasn't working out.
Oops.
Yeah, about that. This ain't looking much better, to be honest. Now is not the time for argument.
Told you he would say that.
Oh jeez. And we gotta fight.
Well done.
Well, this is bad. That guy got hella corrupted. I don't know, some of these guys are on our side. Still, there's a lot of baddies in here. Put those new powers to use. I'll see if I can focus on the smaller ones to take them out. Then we can all go after the big one. And this one too. The hyperparasitoid infected. Sounds dangerous. Alright, there we go.
Something's coming out of the ground.
Oh, that's a big one. The Guardian of Dreams. Like a giant boar. Kinda spooky. He's only 3rd level, and you can see he's soaking up damage like crazy. Got armor-piercing rounds, which are actually sound pretty good for this fight, but I'm out of shotgun energy, so I need to let it regen a little bit. Good, now we're taking it down a bit. Almost got him. There we go.
The gate's opening!
Alright, let's press onwards. Oops. And, of course, I got cut off from everybody. Because, you know, this is still a video game. That's how it works.
And they will not stop.
Look out!
This is
It's
all
all
to
coming
hold us
down!
back.
Whoa! Not going back that way. So they're stuck fighting on their own, and I'm going to have to go ahead. Creepy tentacles all over the... Huh. Alright, so I guess we are done with that little flight of fancy. And we can get back to the almost equally strange, but nonetheless real and present world. And see where we're going from here. We're still basically in the tutorial / beginner area of the game. We haven't really gotten to the meat yet.
You look like you've just seen the end of the cosmos, mate. I know the feeling. We're on the edge of it, and it's time to play your part, scene. Me and you, we're blood now, yeah? Templars for the win and that. Never mind. Looks like you've got some training to do before you're ready for your first kill. You want to do what your letter says. Go speak with Sonak at the Templars gaff. It's not far, you can't miss it. Honest, it's unmissable.
She's a little fed up with the stupid newbies, it sounds like. There's those morning light posters we heard about before. Alright, so we can sprint in the game, but only out of combat, but we are going to try and do that whenever possible. Right after we grab one of these lore points. Roman Whale Records. Kinda cool here. Let's see what lore we get. The Templars. Listen, sweetling, do you hear? When the lions of the secret world roar, the others listen. Some call them fanatics and zealots. To Templar eyes, evil reigns over compromise and corruption. Therefore, their empire must be incorruptible, must be uncompromising. They must suffer no demon to live. Measuring the lengths one must go to is redundant when there are no limits. Alright, so that's actual lore about my faction. Kinda cool. I want to ask how people are liking the game so far, but I really think I probably should get into the meat of the game before I ask. But if anyone has any thoughts so far, feel free to shout them out. Alright, here we got another bit of lore right here. The buzzing under ancient mysteries. Transmit, initiate anima signal. Receive, infiltrate the Enochian frequency. Witness, initiate the Merovingian syntax. Fiep de Oyad, crawling roots, heavy with sizzling sap, stab your skull. Download, Holy Communion. No purchase necessary. Your eyes and ears hemorrhage, boiling joy. May be too intense for some viewers. Ecstatic agony, your molecules come undone. Some assembly required. Offer expires at the heat death of the universe. For a limited time only, the dark days cometh, absolute zero. Maximum entropy, act now. Initiate Agartha broadcast. Transmit. Open the 49 gates. Witness the buzzing. More shouting! Ichigo! I can get behind that. Nice, easy to understand directions. I like that. I like it. Let's go ahead forward. Machine! Machine 1981, how are you doing this evening? Welcome into the stream, Machine. Welcome in, Machine viewers. How are you folks all doing this evening? Hang on, let me get a shout out for Machine right there. Machine, this is Secret World Legends. It's an MMO that's been around for a little while. It just recently went free to play, so I'm giving it a shot, seeing if it's any good. It's going to be something that I play on alternate Thursdays now. It's a little bit of a break from my normal routine. But yeah, this is an MMORPG. Pulicus, welcome into the stream. Omega UI, welcome in as well. And Machine, thank you so much for the host right there. I really appreciate it. I threw a little link to Machine's channel in there. Anyone, if you haven't seen Machine before, please give him a follow. He's a fantastic caster. Really chill out. Really fun to watch. I like sort of lurking in there whenever I've got the time. Looks like you were playing PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Hope you had a nice relaxing day doing that. Is this the same MMO but renamed? It's basically the same thing, Machine, except now it's free to play. There's no monthly cost. So they threw up some paywalls in there. I haven't really had any trouble with them yet, but otherwise more or less the same thing. Alright. So we are just starting the game out. I just started playing this character about an hour and a half ago. So we're right at the very beginning of the game there. Relaxing, we semi-rage quit. Oh no. What happened, Machine? Dare I ask? Dare I ask for the story? Shitty night, but we did get a few wins early on. Alright. I suppose you gotta take your wins where you can get them in PUBG, but still, sorry it ended on a sour note there. Alright, here's some more lore about the Templars. Let's see. Our wisdom flows so sweet, taste and see. Transmit, initiate babble signal. Receive, initiate phosphorus prayer frequency. Download, initiate John D. lexicon. As seen on TV. Initiate Pillar of Salt protocol. Deliver us from evil. Initiate the Mole curse cadence. Must redeem before expiration, the red spectrum. Witness, the Templars. No, I don't understand what any of that means more than you folks, but sounds cryptic and mysterious. I can get behind that. My game hated me. Still clipping it and sending it to the devs for a fix. It was bullshit. Oh no, bugs! You know, it's one thing to lose and it's another thing to get bugged out. That is really frustrating. Omega went all Deus Ex Machina on us. He was in our squad, but not, and then he disappeared. So either that is a pretty catastrophic glitch right there, or Omega is testing out the new secret traitor protocol. Is he on your team? Is he really? As he disappears into the night.
Come in. Come in. I'm very pleased you can follow directions on the back of a card. It is the basis for us getting along famously. Of course, with an establishment like this, we're practically in the yellow pages under Crusaders. Richard Sonak. So, you heeded our call to arms. You have questions, I can furnish you with answers. Some answers. To begin with, you haven't strayed into some atrocious Dan Brown airport paperback. We are not the Knights Templar. That particular appellation went out in the 1300s along with page boy haircuts and burnings at the stake. No, we run a 21st century, well, let's say a forward-facing organization, but one with its strength in ancient bonds of tradition, in loyalty, in blood, and, to be perfectly frank, in a sizable private army. Our firm guidance is needed to save the world from itself. We have kept the matters of squabbling secret societies and loathsome dimensions discreet. Until the shadows began to peel back across the globe, until these darkest of days came upon us. Now, the evidence is on television, for pity's sake. We are at war. Might will make right, and it will fall upon us to judge the correct application of might. It falls upon you as a soldier of the Templars. Show me that you have the will, and we can teach you the way. Your remarkable powers can be honed and controlled, at least to less disastrous effect on property values. There is a private training area which we have reinforced for just that purpose. Come back and see me after.
I'm really glad I have a mute on my mic machine, because I was laughing my head off over here at the idea that you were still streaming after the end of your stream. I'm so sorry. I've done that once or twice, machine, so don't worry, you're in good company. And Pulikas, yeah, this has a lot of similarities to Assassin's Creed. The whole idea behind this game is that you are working for a secret society trying to stop supernatural baddies from taking over the world. And I'm working for the Templars, so that does have a lot of similarities to the Assassin's Creed series right there. And yeah, Dan Brown reference, nice. They're very self-aware. This loading screen right here, I should mention, this is the basis for a poster they put out before the Secret World originally came out, which I fucking love, and I would love to get a actual poster of it. It looks fucking gorgeous. Just that chick with the sword standing on the taxi in the middle of destroyed Manhattan with that giant Cthulhu monster. Such a cool image right there. I do it every now and then. Luckily, I've never whipped out Pornhub immediately. Good call, machine. Good call. It's so tough because when you're ending your stream, you're trying desperately to wrap everything up. You're trying to say goodbye to everybody. You're trying to pass all your viewers over to somebody else with a nice, polite host. Sometimes you miss a step or two, and the easiest step to miss is pressing the stop streaming button and skipping straight to the host. It happens. It happens. I understand. Assassin's Creed Doctor Strange had a baby? Ooh, man. That's a good way of describing it, Pulikas, and also, that would be a hell of a movie, too. I decided to sign up for that movie. Alright, Brigadier Leith.
From now on, this is the most important room in the world for you. It's a place where you can try out all your newfound power without risk of hurting yourself. With the help of a few props, we've done our best to make the environment as realistic as possible. The demons are tied up, but they bleed the same.
Alright, Omega UI, you tweeted it, PUBG, good luck. Good luck getting the attention of the devs on that one, because that sounds like a very nasty glitch right there. Just you sitting there typing and chuckling. You call it the secret after show machine. Make it sound a lot sexier than I forgot to turn off the stream. Secret after show. Go for it right there. For some reason, there's a beauty in Manhattan being destroyed and left as a playground of carnage. It's just such a big goddamn city with all those skyscrapers. It makes it most interesting. It makes it most interesting visually to blow up, I think, and that's why so many American movies, particularly, have gone to New York and the surrounding boroughs to blow shit up when they need a big action movie. Although I believe, what is it, Transformers did Chicago, I think. Neekums, holy shit! Neekums, thank you for the host right there. Welcome into the stream, Neekums. Welcome into the stream, Neekums viewers. For anybody that hasn't seen me before, my name is Shane. This is Shane is Games. Today I am playing the newly free-to-play MMO Secret World Legends. For anybody that doesn't know me before, I usually play single-player games. Tonight we're doing a little something different, testing out something to do on every other Thursday, which is going to be a new stream day. So welcome in Neekums and Neekums viewers. For anybody that hasn't seen Neekums before, I just put a little link to her chat in her stream and chat right there. And for the love of God, do yourself a favor and click on that link right there and give Neekums a follow if you haven't already, because not only is Neekums a fantastic viewer and streamer, and she is a fantastic streamer, but she is a positive person all around, really kind, really sweet, and honestly, just between you guys and me, I think Twitch is a better place for having somebody like Neekums on it. If you don't believe me or don't know what I'm talking about, just click on that link right there and give her a follow. And see what I'm talking about. She may be Uber Lurk mode. It happens. It happens. I think anybody that's ever streamed before has gotten to the situation where you kind of need to press the host button and run. But either way, welcome in, folks. Alright, so let's continue talking to this guy. The way it does in here is you can keep clicking on topics to talk to characters until there's a green check mark. At that point, you've exhausted everything. So let's talk about the Crucible again.
You'll find a diverse selection of weapons for you to practice and get comfortable with. Work hard and channel your anima correctly, and you'll find the one that suits you. And if you ever wish to explore other paths, you should return here.
So this is basically the weapon testing area where you can grab different weapons and try them out, see how you like them, try out the abilities. It's pretty cool. It's really nice. It was a lot more essential in the old version of Secret World, if I remember correctly, but it's still nice in here as well.
Initializing field performance module. DNA encoding recognized. Syncing. Sync complete. Field performance module online.
Alright, so that's my in-game phone, which is supposedly where I get commands from and turn in information about. Kitty duty? Yeah, when you got a new cat, it's definitely any sort of new pet is really needy. So I understand. Alright, so since we only had weapons in dreams before, we have to get actual weapons now. So I'll start out by grabbing a pistol and equipping that, and then we got a message, so let's hit Alt to enable my cursor. Let's go read that. Richard Sonak, the guy we were just talking to upstairs. You'll find everything you need with Brigadier Leth. Your weapons will, of course, need to be upgraded if they're going to be of any use. Don't take too long. We have an urgent matter to discuss. Come see me as soon as you finish. R. Sonak. Alright, and King Arturius, thank you for the follow. Welcome into the stream. Hope you're having a good evening tonight. Alright, so next of all, we grab a bunch of crap common quality weapons. So the game's teaching us how to upgrade now. So we're going to take our pistol, put it in the upgrade weapon window, and then drag all the crap items into these upgrade slots, and basically we're feeding the weak weapons to our main weapon, which will take it from a level 1 pistol to a level 4 pistol and give it 51 weapon power. Normally this costs some of the in-game currency right up there, but since the beginning of the game they're going to give us this for free. There we go. Weapons get sacrificed to make your weapons better, talismans get sacrificed to make your talismans better, and this is the primary way of getting better equipment in the game. Go ahead and re-equip that for now. Science! Hey there, Cosplay Diver! Welcome to the stream. How are you doing this evening? Good to see you, as always. So, there we go. We'll go ahead and grab our secondary weapon, and some more crap weapons, and let's see, we don't really have enough to upgrade this a lot, so unfortunately this one kind of gets the short end of the stick, I think. Yeah, I only get to bring that up to level 3, which is unfortunate because I'm going to be using my shotgun more than my pistol once we actually get into the game, I suspect. But we shall see. Alright, so I got my weapons equipped, I got them leveled up a little bit, that's nice. And I can test them out down here if I want to, but you guys have already seen what the weapons can do, and so have I, so I'm going to go ahead on. What it do indeed, Cosplay Diver. We are playing the newly free-to-play Secret World Legends. Because it is free, and I have always heard it's awesome, And when you've got the magic combination of free and awesome, you've got Shane. That's where he lives. That is where he comes from. In case you were ever curious. So we're just starting out. This is first time playing on stream. Got a brand new character. So you are just in time. We just met our faction handler, and he's going to send us on our first mission right here.
Hello. The time has come to discuss your upcoming excursion to the colonies. I'm afraid it's business, not pleasure. Recently, a small island community on the New England coast dropped off the map. You can disregard the tiresome government cover-ups. There are dark forces at play. Solomon Island is a rock with infamy. In the past, it was trafficked by the Illuminati before they joined the rush to New York. You should be aware that we have history with the Illuminati, acrimonious history. Of course, under the flag of truce, we have spat and made up, and now we are the closest of enemies. All smiles above the table and drawn knives beneath it. Illuminati are reckless and cannot be relied upon to clean up their own messes. We must find the root of whatever doom has come to Solomon Island. But let me stress that this is not a rescue operation. Should there be survivors, you cannot announce that you've been chosen to deliver anyone from evil. Joan of Arc did, and look where that got her. Our goal is the salvation of all mankind, not on a case-by-case basis. I understand that may stick in your throat, but, well, halos are fading all over town now that there is so much more at stake. Leave as soon as you can. Your travel arrangements have already been made at the Eldwick Underground. I'll be in touch.
Now, as a giant H.P. Lovecraft nerd, I have to correct you a little bit there, Diver. This doesn't take place within the traditional Lovecraft universe. It's got its own universe, and it borrows elements from the Lovecraft universe into there. I don't think any of these secret societies that are presented in the game existed within the Lovecraft universe anyway, but cool to hear that you're playing Dragon. We may have to compare notes at some point, Diver, because I really enjoy seeing everything this game has to show. Machine, you say the H.P. Lovecraft universe is awesome. I own the Eldritch Horror tabletop game along with the expansions. Hell yeah, Machine! I've got Arkham Horror with all the expansions, and then I have Eldritch Horror with all the expansions that don't add new map pieces. Because I fell into that trap with Arkham Horror, and I decided I didn't want to do it again, but still, Eldritch Horror is in my, probably in my top 10 favorite board games right now. I could pretty much pull that out and play it anytime, so, hell yeah, good pick there, Machine. Hell yeah, good pick. And you too, Cosplay Diver, hell yes! So glad to see, people enjoying that game. Right, exactly, Machine. It's, at this point, Lovecraft isn't just an author with a universe, he's also kind of an aesthetic. So you see a lot of writers borrowing the feel and the look of his universe for other games, which is awesome. I freaking love Lovecraft, so hell yeah, go ahead and do that if you want to. It can be done wrong, just like anything else, but I think it can also be done so right. I have a brain fart. I mean an idea. What are you thinking, Diver? And let's see, what did we just unlock here? We unlocked, this is the buzzing again here? Yeah, the buzzing. You've seen forgotten fragments of our grammar in the chaos patterns of bird flocks in flight, in hexagon angles, in the graffiti bleeding together on the wall, in the bioluminescent eyes under your bed, in the fanged city skyline that forms a runic rhyme when glimpsed upside down. A blur becomes a syntax. A foreboding scrawl emerges. Love it! I was going to read that out because I know what you're saying, John Big Booty, but then I'm like, I don't even want to try and pretend I know how to pronounce half that stuff. But yes, Cthulhu Fitagan indeed, John Big Booty. John Big Booty. Cthulhu Fitagan indeed. And welcome into the stream, John. How are you doing this evening? Oh, English only, my bad. We got rules for a reason. Damn it. Let's see. Short Eldritch Horror multi-stream? Oh, that could be fun. I don't know if there is a good I don't know if there's a really good like tabletop simulator implementation of that. I'd have to look into it, but oh my god, I do love Eldritch Horror. I think I mentioned before, Diver, that I've been looking into the idea of doing a board game stream at some point for the stream, but I haven't got around to it yet because there are a lot of logistical problems with it. But I think sometime later this year, that is something I would like to look into. I mean, especially Eldritch Horror. Eldritch Horror is a very big game. A very big, chunky game with a lot of moving parts and whatnot. So that might be a tough one to pull off over the internet as well. Short lunch break at work? Well, thank you for spending your lunch break here, John. I appreciate it. So, Machine, you own 4 of the current 7 expansions, maybe 3. Like I said, if it were me, Machine, I'd just go for the ones that don't expand the map, personally, because I don't know if you ever messed around with Arkham Horror, but if you had all the expansions for Arkham Horror, the game became kind of a challenge to play, because there was just so much shit on your table at once. So, I decided to move away from those and just go ahead and focus on the non-map expansions. I've been happy with that so far, honestly. Let's see, I know we have Mountains of Madness, Strange Remnants, and Forsaken Lore. I've got Strange Remnants, Forsaken Lore, and I think one other one as well. I don't remember what it was. It might be Under the Pyramids. I don't remember if that was a map expansion or not. I'd have to look into that. And here we have the Orochi group, which is being mentioned in that flashback to Japan. Flip the 6 of Pentacles, the Tyrian Serpent Head, Faust Capital, the Upright Position, the largest multinational financial institution in the world. Faust Capital covers investment, personal banking, insurance, and stock market trading. In the last 6 decades, they have uncannily dodged every crash and financial crisis. The Reverse Position. Did you hear the news story about a top Faust executive who was found dead, having leapt from his office window, with charts outlining geomancy and the mystical flow of fortune tattooed to his chest? No, of course he didn't. Clever. I do like the world building in this game. I think it's really cute. Can I go down there? Is that a thing? Ooh, there is a thing down here. I'm kind of peeking my head around to find some of these lore nodes right now, because like I said, they give you a decent chunk of experience and a decent chunk of in-game currency too. So getting a little bit extra right now will basically save me a little time later on, and I am all about that. Also, I think there's Chivos in-game tied to those, and the Chivos in the game actually give you some things too. I like that. This is about the Templars again. We were there the day they put the last Grand Master to the flame. Even as he cracked, Jacques de Molay shouted his order's innocence. He challenged the king and the pope to meet him on the throne of their god within the year. Soon after that, the pope died, and soon after that, the king died. And only 14 years later, the king's entire family line withered on the vine. The crossed ones returned to the shadows, their old friend. Humiliation teaches lessons. Never again a religious agenda. Never again a public face. So that's how the Templars became the Templars of this game. Yeah, with the way you suggest you choose the expansions will make it so you don't have more than one map expansion out at once. Still, the vanilla game board and setup is huge. Yes, the dining room table at my apartment machine is just fucking enormous. And the whole reason I have an enormous dining room table is because when I was shopping for my apartment when I first moved in, I basically went to IKEA and went, I need a table that's big enough to fit all of Arkham Horror on it. And that is how I ended up with an enormous dining room table. And zero regrets, let me tell you about that, because it does fit Arkham and Eldritch Horror. And that is a wonderful, magical thing. Let's see, cosplay you have Under the Pyramids, Mansions of Madness, and Signs of Sarkoses. Mansions of Madness and Eldritch expansion? Because I have a standalone game called Mansions of Madness. Good game, too, particularly the second edition. If you have first edition Mansions of Madness, totally worth your while to upgrade to second edition. Although, of course, bit expensive. Machine, you like the expansion that added the focus system? Yes, the focus system is a total game changer. And let me tell you something, Machine. For anybody out there that isn't familiar with the board game company Fantasy Flight, you should know that Fantasy Flight has a very nasty problem with their board games, in that their base board games usually have like one big fatal flaw that you need to get the first expansion to fix. It was the case with Arkham Horror, it was the case with Eldritch Horror without the focus system, it was the case with Battlestar Galactica without the fleet board. Now, I do have a shitload of Fantasy Flight stuff on my shelf, so I'm not telling you not to get Fantasy Flight, I'm just trying to make you aware of this problem that they have. Alright, so we've got another thing for the buzzing right here. Hello. Listen, you've heard us before. Our voice, a prelude to a bloody nose. Look, you've seen the weird geometry of our scribbling. Illuminated mysteries behind the migraine. Our apocrypha is written in the plasma blood of your mobile phones. Read us. More spooky stuff about the buzzing. I should just let you guys know the buzzing is actually the those weird bees that crept into my character's mouth at the beginning of the game. They're not directly connected to any of the Secret World factions. They're just some sort of mystical group that chooses people to get superpowers. So another interesting wrinkle in the lore of the world. And here's another thing for the Orochi group. Flip the Devil, the charismatic CEO. Designation, Samuel Chandra. The upright position. A handsome face sits on the center of the 8 subdivisions at Orochi HQ in Tokyo. He smiles from the glossy magazine covers, eyes following you across the room. The reverse position. He stands against the window, looking down from the apex of a skyscraper. Even this height does not dizzy him, but if he presses his face against the glass and bites his tongue, he tastes blood and feels the fleeting shudder and flutter of recollections that a great height precipitates a fall. I like how the Orochi group information is being told by way of tarot cards. That's kind of a cool way. Let's see. Yeah, unfortunately, tabletop games aren't like PC games where they can just release a software patch to fix or update the game. Right, even I've seen a lot of board games that do get errata, but actually implementing the errata is actually difficult and frustrating. So yeah, that kind of sucks, Machine. And that's why I know a lot of people do kind of prefer digital versions of board games. But me, I still like getting everybody around a table and playing one of those bad boys. The more complicated and time-consuming, the better, for me at least. That's how I roll. Alright, so this said it leads to Agartha, which we don't know about yet. But we're heading there now. We'll see what we can see. Again, I love the art on these loading screens. Very beautiful. Now, I should warn you, last time I was in Agartha, I had some frame rate problems, so if you the frame rate appears to be chugging on your end, trust me, it is on my end.
Hello? Yes? Now, this is the Hollow Earth, Agartha. I do hope you're not here for the local service. It's running somewhat tardy. By my watch, it's 100 years overdue at 15:15 the hour. Judging from the cut of you, you're more of a world traveller. Well, you've come to the right place. This underground realm, like the great British rail system, is the very model of efficiency. Agartha's thoroughfares sprout from the Tree of Life and connect back to the surface. Distance and time bend in here. Why, you can cross the globe in a brisk walk. Of course, it's perfectly safe. No one's entirely sure how it works. Quite bedeviled, the science boffins, but I'm assured they have their top men on it. Top men. Now, you'll need one of these. Mind your fingers. Thank you. Fascinating devices. Fortunately, there's still enough to hand out like sweets. Consider it your anchor to the Hollow Earth. It can return you here in a flash, proverbially and quite literally. Well then, onwards to the New England coast, what?
Alright, so Agartha is the hub world in the game. It's the Hollow Earth with the Tree of Life in there, so that's a cool little lore bit. Machine, you say you spent 6 hours easily on a match of Eldritch just to lose. Let me tell you a story, Machine. The very first time I played Arkham Horror, I was playing with a bunch of friends who were kind of new to board games as well. We were all really new to board games. Certainly, it was the first time we had ever played a... it's the first time we'd ever played a co-op game, so the whole idea was very new to us. And it took us about 6 hours to play as well. We had a full, like, 6-person game, so it was a big one. And at the end, just imagine us all sitting around the table staring at the board silently as I'm flipping frantically through the instruction booklet. And then finally one of my friends speaks up and goes, "So wait, all of us lose?" And I'm just flipping frantically through instructions going, "Yeah, I think we all lost." And yes, we all lost, because that's how it works in Arkham, but still... So it was a little horrifying right there. Alright, more lore about the buzzing here. You've heard shards of our voice in the phantom radio code of a numbers station, in the roar of a crowd, in the screams of your clock, in the scrape of a chalkboard, in the snow static of a TV, in the chainsaw decibel mating of cicadas, in the urban mythos that spreads amongst children like contagion, in the silence between lies. White noise becomes a cadence. Words develop self-awareness, viral, evolving, living poetry, sentient language. Weird, spooky, mysterious, possibly pretentious. I'm enjoying it. So like I said, in this area my frame rate is kind of hot garbage. I apologize about that, but definitely blame it on my PC, not the game itself. I am literally replacing my PC next week. So... I'm pretty sure it's mostly on mine. If it still keeps up next week, then we'll talk from there. But right now, just assume it is the incredibly ancient CPU on my machine. And as you'll see, we haven't had much frame rate trouble outside of Agartha, and we won't after Agartha either. So, I don't know, just something about this area, maybe. Yeah, we all lose. The world was devoured. Oh! Is that all? Is that all? Well then. Alright, no, I didn't investigate far enough in the Great Tree. Let's see if I can get back inside. I just gotta kind of sneak in here. Seems like my frame rate's kind of... No. Thought for a second it was getting a little better, but not quite. Alright, there. That's all I need to do, is I need to touch that point, then turn around and leave. And I'm sure there's things to look at inside the tree, but right now, I can't look just because my frame rate is so terrible. So we'll come back next week. Maybe we need to put more coal under the PC furnace. That is the last thing we need, Zero. Don't make the PC hotter. That's bad. That's bad. Alright, so now we head over here, which has 3 different portals to the New England area of the game. And we are starting on New England Area 1, Ravensmouth. So that's pretty cool. One last piece of lore about the buzzing before we head into our first actual quest area, which is where the game really starts in earnest. We see you. There is no turning back. Who are we? It depends on who's looking. Initiate King James Protocol. The code is 24 and 13 and 14. Password is Proverbs. Transmit. My child, eat thou honey, because it is good. So shall the wisdom be unto thy soul. Quoting biblical phrases. Definitely getting deep in the lore now. Alright, Kingsmouth, where we start the game out. Sure, Zero, what do you have in mind for the frame rate right there? Like I said, it shouldn't be a problem once we leave Agartha. Just for some reason, Agartha kicks the crap out of my frame rate. And we won't be heading back to Agartha this week either, so we shouldn't have to worry about it too much. And honestly, I do want to explore Agartha a bit. I want to see what exactly is there, because usually there's good stuff in the hub world of any game, so hopefully, fingers crossed, everything goes well with the new PC, and we'll head back there next time I stream this game and see what we can see down there. Alright, so I just leveled up,
Faction rank increase. Congratulations, novice.
And increased my faction rank, and now we get our daily challenges right here. These are things that get you a little bit of in-game currency there. So, what I need to do for my dailies is 50 monster kills, 3 main storyline missions, 3 side missions, 4 item empowerments, so leveling up items, and do 4 daily challenges as well. And if we get those, we'll get another set of dailies that we can do to get even more currency, which is nice. Oh, turn off all shadows. I think I do have shadows off, but I'd have to double check. Like, my character doesn't seem to be casting a shadow. So I think all the ones we're seeing there are fixed shadows. I'm not sure. Either way, I actually turned down my frame rate from what I was testing. And so I'm thinking it's going to work pretty well so far. Oh, sweetling, once our voice came to you so faintly, no more. Now we thunder down the varicose, fiber-optic ley lines that fill the world tree's limbs, stretching here and there and everywhere. Your anima antenna head quickens. The goddess machine pulses. That's more about the buzzing right there. We're at 6 of 8 lore pieces about the buzzing, so I think we're close to finishing those. This right here is an animal well. Once I've tagged an animal well, I can come back there if I've died. So that's the respawn points in the game. So we've got our very first respawn point, which we will need if things get hairy. And during my testing, I did die a couple times. So it's good to have those wherever possible.
Oh, don't worry, kid. You haven't gone back in time. I just happen to be the last of the cowboys. Got your southern welcome right here. Mesquite beans, Texas style. Good ought to face evil on a full stomach. Name's Boone. I'm a troubleshooter. You and I need to have a powwow before you continue your little crusade. You Templars may be taking the high road, but just watch you don't get saddle rash from the high horse, okay? Sure, you can be divided in purpose, but we gotta stand united against darkness. This ain't my first rodeo. I know we're gonna need all the unity we can get. Don't mean to say you stepped into hell, but when the wind blows west, you can just about smell the brimstone. All we know is death and fog came from the sea, or someone brought it back with them. If I was a gambling man, I'd put money on that someone still being around. Bunch of survivors holed up in Kingsmouth town. Follow that main road and the sound of gunfire, and you'll come to the sheriff's office. Kid, whatever your reasons for being here, you find out what those people died for, and you bring a reckoning.
So yeah, Boone is maybe just a little bit overdramatic. But so that's the situation. Kingsmouth Town has been... A fog rolled into Kingsmouth Town from the sea, and now they are overrun with zombies. And that is our mission in Kingsmouth, is to find out what the hell is going on and how do we stop it. So we'll start by getting a mission from Boone right here. For a fistful of zombies. Jack Boone has a zombie problem. He shoots them, but they keep coming back. Finding out more about the zombies, what makes them tick, could go a long way towards solving that problem. Jack's camp is literally surrounded by zombies. Help him keep their numbers down.
This forest crawls. Gets my fingers itching for two matters. One, the other, figuring out a way to keep them down. It ain't right the way the dead walk the earth. They deserve their 6 feet, same as everyone else. I've sworn to keeping guard here, and you've got places to be. But nothing's stopping you from culling the herd as you go. Hell, figure out what makes them tick, and how to make that ticking stop, and I'll buy you a beer at the apocalypse. So go on, kid. Saddle up. The end of the world waits for no man.
Well, the southern U.S. is where all the guns are, GMT, so if you're going to survive a zombie apocalypse, I figure that's probably a good start. So Boone is stuck here guarding the gate back to Agartha, which means we are going to have to go on and fight the zombie apocalypse on our own. So our first mission is simple, just kill some zombies. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's check out our map right here. And we are all the way over here. And we're going to be heading north from here, so I don't want to head that way just yet. Let's just keep killing some zombies. There we go. So that's our first aid right there. Next up, jump on cars to trigger alarms. So check this out. Don't do this at home, kids. You have summoned the swarm. Just like Left 4 Dead. Next up, ignite gas cans and draw zombies into the fire. Now that sounds fun. I have to head a little bit up ahead to find some gas cans, but let's grab some lore while we're here. If we kill that guy. See what we got here. Another one for the buzzing. We almost got that one finished. We are the education protocol. We climb the twisted ladder of your cells. We haunt your digital text. We hide in your hat. We are the jagged teeth that trip the tumblers of your mind. You will not know our triggers, for all the world's a cipher, and everything is true. Be not afraid, be terrified. The dark days are here. Our wisdom flows so sweet. Taste and see. Creepy, weird. Weird and creepy. Alright, so we've got a gas can right here. So what this is teaching us basically to use the environment to our advantage. We're going to ignite that gas can, and then we're going to see if we can attract some zombie attention. Hey guys, why don't you come over here for a tick? There we go. And as you can see, that did shitloads of damage to them, so that's nice. Next up, examine the half-eaten corpses. Gotta go a little bit CSI in this area. We find out some people that have gotten knocked down and see what we can learn from them. All the while, we get experience from killing off hordes of zombies with my very nice gun with that nice AoE-ish effect. The chain. Whoa! Hello! Kill the Corpse Gorger! What the hell is a Corpse Gorger? Aside from a thing I don't want to be fighting. Alright, good. I got Dragon Breath bullets. I like those a little bit better than the Shield Breaker bullets there. Because they're a little bit more generic in purpose, so they tend to get used more often. Alright. So, got a little mini-boss right there. And now our next objective is just to head to Kingsmouth town. So we will just start killing our way there. Seeing what we can learn along the way. Policeman's Corpse. So see the little blue icon with a box? These are side quests. And I should show you too, if you look on the right side of the screen, you see a bunch of empty slots there. Basically, we can't take on infinite quests at once. Every quest has a role, and every role has a slot on the side of the screen. So we can only fill our slots. So right now our main quest is Dawning of an Endless Night. That's taking up our main quest slot. We can't take another one. And the little brown with a running man, I think those are assault missions. Fistful of Zombies, that's taking up that slot right there. And we've got open slot for a dungeon mission, an investigation mission, and 3 side missions. We'll also get another tier later on as we progress through the main storyline, but we'll get there too. Somebody ate the rest of the homemade potato salad. Machine, begin an investigation immediately. And I hope you were able to bring the guilty parties to justice. That is a travesty right there. Who just runs into the fridge and just eats somebody else's stuff? Terrible. So, bullets for Andy. A note in the dead policeman's hand asks him to get more ammunition and then return to the sheriff's office ASAP. This policeman obviously can't return, but his ammo is still direly needed. The note says, don't try to be a hero, just get all the ammo you can and get the hell back here. Lives depend on it. The note is signed Deputy Andy. The sheriff's office in town is clearly in distress. You better grab the ammo from the pickup and find Deputy Andy. Alright, I should see if there's a setting to make it so that when I take a quest it doesn't automatically become the active quest. That would be kind of nice. I don't know if there is one to do that though. Let's see. Auto select new missions, there we go. We'll turn that off. And that way I have to actually select new missions, so I can keep doing what I'm doing without it turning it off, because normally it turns it off, which is a little annoying. So we're going to go back to Fistful of Zombies so we can finish that off. But we are going to get the bullets for the Andy side quest since we're heading in that direction anyway. I'm okay though. I got a half a sandwich, a Hawaiian roll, and some Doritos. Hell yeah, machine. That sounds like a dinner I have very often myself. Hawaiian rolls are so good. I keep meeting so many people on the internet that have no idea what Hawaiian rolls are. That's freaking tragic. Hawaiian rolls are delicious. Alright, so now I'm basically just mulching zombies to get some XP on my way there. Gotta keep that level up, and plus these zombies are really weak, so I can chew through, even if they're not giving me a lot of XP, I'm chewing through them pretty fast. And a beer, because I need to get sleepy so I can try to get to bed early. Like, normal people early, or Machine 1981 early, because I've seen you go to bed later than I do, Machine. That's kind of scary. There have been a couple of your streams in the last couple of weeks where I tried to stay up all the way to the end. I couldn't do it. I could not do it. You've got a pretty intense sleeping schedule right there. Alright, and we have found the sheriff's office. And we got a mission report turned in. Good work on the report. The information regarding the reanimated dead is useful, though not particularly surprising. Jack Boone, now there's a familiar name. He pops up in reports everywhere. The man travels far and wide, and he always seems to be on site before our agents. His factional allegiances are unknown, though he does not appear to be associated with either the Illuminati or the Dragon. It'd pay to keep an eye on him. So this is a cool thing. If you ever want to try out this game for yourself, the mission debriefing at the end of each mission is dependent on what faction you took. So each mission has a different end debrief at the end depending on your faction, which is kind of cool. Adds a decent amount of replayability right there. Alright, so let us head into town. We've got this side quest right now, so let's go ahead and see if we can find Deputy Andy and turn this one in right now. Mother-in-law is coming to town this week. Oh no. We have to go out to dinner at normal person time, which is usually like when I'm waking up. Oh no. As a night shift guy, Machine, I feel your pain right there. Alright, so we can't talk to Andy right yet. We need to move the main quest forward a little bit first. So let's go ahead and do that. See what the sheriff's got to say.
Heck if I know where you folks keep coming from, but anyone who walks through that door alive pretty much gets my amnesty. Something in your past colors you sourly to a badge, I'd ask you to call it quits in return. We agreeable? Well then, I'm Sheriff Bannerman, and this down-home little state of emergency is what's left of my jurisdiction. Sure, we tried to hold as much of the town as we could at first, more out of nostalgia than any civil defense plan. I won't tell you Kingsmouth was a slice of heaven in a snow globe, but it was ours. Now it ain't. There was always something running under in this town. Maybe what's spilled out now. If that's how it works, I couldn't say hand on heart we didn't have it coming. But that fog, and the things in it, they didn't pick and choose when they came in. Most folks didn't stand a chance. Now, I can see you're armed. I won't kick up any fuss about that. Straight truth is, you'll need to be. Just don't go thinking that means you're deputized as such. Heaven knows if there was ever a time and a place for the right to bear 'em, you're looking at it. Henry has his word of God, that Roger woman has her crystal ball, and Norma out on the point's got a 12 gauge. My money's on Norma.
Hell yeah, Norma. Alright, so that's our introduction to the town. They are clearly having a bad time here, but I got another level out of that. What about the right to arm bears? That is a right that should not be taken lightly there, Machine. It's a terrifying right there. Be very careful with that right. I don't think it usually ends well. But yeah, I hope you're at least going somewhere nice for dinner. Hopefully, as long as you get some nice food out of it, I think you can salvage pretty much anything. Horror show. Sheriff Bannerman believes that mounting surveillance equipment near the police station can provide advance warning of any impending attacks. She needs help finding useful equipment around town. Even a small town like Kingsmouth should have some security measures. Perhaps some of the local businesses have installed surveillance systems. Check the phone book for likely candidates.
Well, sure wasn't in our yearly budget to put the town under martial law, No, the good old boys on the console were all about thrifty spending, at least above the table. So I squirreled away where I could for some surveillance equipment. Police business, sure, let's call it civic awareness. I'm talking your webcams, your motion sensors. Oh, don't look so surprised. Kingsmouth might be out in the sticks, but we have electricity and everything. Running water in tourist season. Come back when this whole damn mess is blown over, I'll give you the tour far as the old lighthouse. But, to get to the point of it. Seems to me we should bring that gear out of mothballs and get it hooked up around town. Gives me some early warning and the others a break from my collection of Jeopardy reruns.
Alright, surveillance sounds like a good thing. See if we can do that. See, that looks like an angry bear. I wouldn't want to arm that bear there, LTG. That would worry me a little bit. Place called Amelia's. It's a pretty damn good Italian joint. Ooh, nice. You'll have to let me know what kind of stuff you find there. This is alright, but the characters keep flowing through the game very fast. Guess that isn't too bad of a thing. Yeah, the main thing I heard in every review of this game was it's got a fantastic story, and it would have been a fantastic single-player game, but it feels a little limited as an MMO. It's a little too tied to the necessary trappings of an MMO, and if they could just strip those out and make this a single-player game, it'd be fucking amazing. And from what I've seen so far, that's probably true, but it's not bad as it is so far.
Well, I don't mind telling you, this makes no damn sense to me. And I hate to be the one drawing a blank on Final Jeopardy. But right now, folks just need me to look like I got all the answers. The questions, they come later, along with the grieving. Then, after a little time, folks will lose their hankering for the questions. Fact is, a few of them in high places get downright evasive about it.
So yeah, let's chat with Sheriff Bannerman right here, see what all she has to say.
I never do quit. It's a bad habit. I'm just a sheriff after all, not some forensic detective like on that CSI. Thought I had it the worst when the Ravens came around years ago. Was an ugly time for Kingsmouth. Not the kind that makes it to the news. The kind we keep inside.
Well, that's the thing, GMT, is you're a silent protagonist in here, so you don't actually have anything to say back to any of the characters. There never is any dialogue choices that I've seen. You just sort of check what you want to hear from them, and then you go through it like that.
Now, I see those Ravens are all back in town. They with you? Or should I bring them in for questioning?
Ravens? That sounds kind of spooky.
If you're planning on striking out of town, Kingsmouth hospitality dictates I gotta set you right. And I need you to keep this on the down low. But there's worse out there than our undead problem. Worse than anything that shuffles along on two legs, that's for sure. I'm about as pleased as can be that I didn't catch a better look. Could be the kind of thing that gives a nightmare nightmares. You want to stay in the light. Keep out of the trees, out of the fog. We got a few folks left holding out across the island. Well, that was last time I could check, and I'm an optimist. Pays to see the donut, not the hole.
See, Machine, you say, I've always wanted a really good open-world RPG that was on MMO level as far as content goes, but was simply a co-op game. Hop on, invite a friend or two, and explore the game without towns being filled with hundreds of people with neon pink armor and 300 pets. Let me tell you, Machine, the closest I've ever seen to that experience, if you haven't tried it yet, is Dying Light. It's got open world, it's 2-player co-op tops, that's it. Definitely doesn't have MMO level as far as content, but it does have a good 40 hours in there. A very big game, lots to explore, and absolutely the best way to play it is in co-op. If you haven't tried it out, I cannot recommend it highly enough. Absolutely loved it when I played it. Worse than 2 legs? What about 4? LTG, I can't even bring myself to consider the possibility. It's too horrifying. Too horrifying.
Red's Shack at Tolba Bay, the Innsmouth Academy, the Wabanaki Indian Grounds. They should still be safe. Could be the others like you, that wolf fella, have set up camp out there. Toasting marshmallows and such. And steer clear of the pumpkin patch, hey? Just a feeling. Guess you could say I got lucky. Around the time this mess kicked off, I was up at the old lighthouse checking in on Sam Krieg, Maine's best-selling export. Oh sure, we do that fancy book learning around these parts too. Never much cared for horror stories or the man himself. Waving a rifle around in a dressing gown, juiced up, heck of a disturbance of the peace. Well, turns out that was the last of the piece.
Oops. See, I'd recommend to you the MMO T Crew if it still existed. I haven't heard that one, definitely. What kind of arrow was that, LTG, if you don't mind my asking?
I gotta write this down, Sheriff. This is goddamn manna from heaven, he says to me when the fog let go. I left him magnuming that opus and hightailed it back to town.
They've got a horror writer in town called Sam Krieg who is very excited about the fog. Interesting.
Tried to bring Ellie Franklin with me, but Kingdom Coming couldn't pry her from that mansion. Real monster house in the West Island. You can't miss it. I'd appreciate you letting them know we're still here, for when they're done playing survivalists.
I'll see what I can do.
You sure you want to be talking to me about all this stuff? I mean, I'm probably flattered that you think I'm in on it all. Truth is, I'm always the last to be invited to the midnight meetings at Town Hall. Reckon I must be all thumbs when it comes to secret handshakes.
So she's aware that the secret world exists, but she's not in on it.
I know this island's cut from a different cloth. A damn weird cloth. Sure as there's a difference between being homely and being plain stupid. Take it from me, no one around these parts is a dope. Not all the time. Everybody knows, or knows someone who knows. Salem's got nothing on us. We had an episode with torches and pitchforks only 25 years ago now. But my job, I gotta do it wearing this police jacket. Not a robe and a wizard hat.
Alright, so the whole town is somewhat acquainted with the bullshit of the secret world. That's interesting. Have to keep that in mind. So let's see. I think I need to see a phone book, like they said. Alright, and there's some places, some businesses that might have cameras. The Franklin Foundation Mining Museum, Lovecraft Savings and Loan, and the Psycoil Gas Station. So that's where I will go looking for cameras. See what I can find. I'm going to check into Deputy Andy again before we leave, though. No, I've never heard of that one, LTG. I would definitely like to know more about it, if you don't mind sharing. I've said it before, but I always get real thirsty when I hear about a game I've never heard before like that. Alright, let's go ahead and give Andy our ammo. And there we go. Ammo successfully delivered to Andy. So this right here is just a sort of a generic end screen that you get for side missions. So they're not all super interesting, but a lot of them are. A lot of them are, so we're going to keep an eye out. Alright, nothing interesting there. Hey there, Waffles! Welcome into the stream. How are you doing this evening? Good to see you in here. There's literally one video on the game on YouTube, not even a trailer. It's like it doesn't exist. That is surreal, then. Is it like in the pre-YouTube era? Because I've seen some games like that before. Alright, what do we got here? Alright, so we can't do Deputy Andy's mission just yet. We have to finish Horror Show first. So let's go ahead and do Horror Show. I think that should be good. I'll check my journal and see if there's anything else we can do that's... Alright, so no, the next part of the storyline mission is I actually do have to do horror shows. That's simple enough. You doing good, Waffles? I am doing well as well. Good to hear. Having a fun evening playing this game. This is our first time playing it on stream. Oh, and thank you for the follow, too. Here we've got Sandy Moose Jansen. Let's talk to him a little bit, see what he's got going on.
There's nothing like the confines of a cubicle or a packed subway to give a man perspective. I was so caught up in the grind of office politics and the endless hunt for affirmation and money, I didn't realize I was getting sick. Friend, I was no more lithe than those things out there, and a sight less mobile. The disease that grew inside me was as black as theirs.
So he's kind of a hippie, it sounds like. Kind of a hippie. Machine BDO is your current MMO. The game feels so live. Unfortunately, when you see 30 players AFK fishing by town, or you have to run through 50 horses and carriage parked around the town bank, kind of distracts from the immersion. Still love it though. Too good not to enjoy. I played it for a little bit, Machine, and I really enjoyed it. But what really kicked me out of the game was not having enough time to really get into it. But I liked it. It had absolutely fantastic graphics. And I like that it was probably just the most pure sandbox of any MMO I've played so far, which is a turnoff for some people, certainly, but for others, it's just absolutely crack cocaine. So I'd like to play it some more sometime and figure out which group I fall into.
Freedom lies in being bold, said Robert Frost. So, I boldly quit my job and traded my rent-controlled apartment on Christopher Street for a vintage Harley and an old poncho. Found my salvation in the open road, and I haven't looked back since.
Huh. Yeah, he's one of those folks. Definitely.
Traveling the open country, you learn to be prepared for whatever the land throws your way. Faced with the elements, you gain a new appreciation and respect for nature. You come to accept how small and insignificant you truly are. Nature is neither good or evil. It just is.
Literally the only player LTG I have never heard of an MMO with that small of a population. That is mind-blowing.
There's nothing natural about the storm that rolled in on Solomon Island, or the fog that followed. It was evil in that fog, whispering to everyone in its path. The townsfolk followed the fog back into the sea, as if possessed.
That's kind of creepy. Yeah, it can be time-consuming. The big plus is there's no sub fee, so you feel free from Subscribers Guild, forcing yourself to play because you paid $15 for an extra month. And I've gone through that too, Machine. I know exactly what you're talking about there. I've had games that I've played where I'm like, well, I'm super busy this week, and I want to see my friends, and I want to play other games, and I want to watch YouTube videos, but I haven't gotten my money's worth out of my MMO yet, so I should probably get in there. That's one of the reasons, Machine, why I've pretty much sworn off any games with monthly fees. I just can't do the stress right there. Too much guilt.
It was Deputy Gardener, Andy, saved my life. He grabbed hold of me when the fog got into my head, tied a rope around us both, kept walking the other way. It was like the whispers didn't get to him. When I finally got my wits back, the fog had rolled back out again to where it is now. We shook hands, and we started looking for survivors and building this fortress.
Yeah, like you said, Machine, you can just load it up whenever, and everything's there waiting for you, and you can just jump back into the game, pick up where you left off, keep having fun with what you're having fun with. That means everything. Even for an MMO, it's a very single-player thing, but I like having that in an MMO as well. R2B? No, I haven't heard of that one either. Are we talking like Korean games here? That might be why I haven't heard of it before.
That man saved my life. Selflessly. And I love him for it. I'd go to the ends of the world and back for Andy. I don't think I'll ever win him over, though.
Aww. So yeah, Andy literally had to tie a rope to him to drag him away from the mind control of the fog. That's kind of creepy.
Living on the razor's edge of society, your eyes open up to the possibility that there's something more to this world. Something most people are too blind or too preoccupied to notice. Even if it's right under their noses, and has been all along.
Yeah, same with me, Machine. The last MMO I really got into was Guild Wars 2. And when I first got that, I was playing it every goddamn day. Even coming home from work after 12 hours and just grinding away at it. I was so deep into it. And then I got 99% world completion and then just went, I never want to play this game again. And so I haven't. Nothing against it, I just burned myself out on it, definitely. A rollerblading game with items like Mario Kart. Holy shit. No, I've definitely never heard of that one.
I only noticed small things at first. Roads that appeared and disappeared. Folks who traveled by way of gates drawn in chalk on brick walls. Houses bigger on the inside than on the outside. Magic trinkets sold at yard sales. Street shamans capable of taking out the cancer inside you. But it wasn't until I found myself face to face with werewolves in New Orleans that I realized there's a secret war going on. After that, I couldn't escape it. I saw signs and sigils everywhere. I'd met recruiters for the Templars, Illuminati, and the Dragon. They all seemed to think I'd make a useful operative. I'd tell them I'd take no sides, and that I'd be little use to them. But the United Against Darkness thing I can get behind. We're all in this together, and we've all got work to do.
Alright, so Moose has actually directly been in contact with the Secret World. That's interesting. Now let me ask you, since we're talking about obscure MMO type games, has anyone here heard of a Korean game called S4 League? I was fucking crazy about that game for a little while. It had the English release, it was really, really good, and it was starting to ramp up to become a big thing. But then, what happened instead was they switched their monetization system, their microtransaction system, from an American-style system back to a Korean-style system, where you couldn't buy items even with real money. You could only rent them also for real money, which was insane, because that basically meant it was a giant bonfire that you had to keep shoveling money into, and that was kind of a turnoff for me. Like, I liked it being able to permanently own my weapons, but the idea of, oh, you have to buy this item, and even if you don't like it, even if you like it, you have to keep buying it every single month. No! No, hell no! Please no! So I got out of it after that, but the gameplay itself, really fun. I think it could have legit been a big thing. But except for that, you know. What happened was the English version was done by an American company, I believe, but after it started ramping up and started getting a bit of an audience, apparently the original Korean manufacturer pulled the license and started controlling it directly. Oops. Rent to win, right, John Big Booty? What in the hell? Let's see, Machine, you played a lot of Guild Wars 2. Funny part is I hardly remember any of it. I have a Steam screenshot proof that I played a fuck ton of it. I look at those screens I uploaded during my Guild Wars 2 time and think, I don't remember any of this. There's a couple moments in Guild Wars 2 I remember really clearly. Some of the jumping puzzles I think were really exciting, and some of the seasonal events were really fun too, but there is a lot about, like, the main storyline. I don't remember jack about the main storyline. It's all gone. LTG, you say there's a new English server? If they have different itemization costs, I might actually look into that.
Andy and Helen, Deputy Gardner, Sheriff Bannerman. They're the reason I stayed behind when I could have just gone. I know the secret roads. I know how to ride out of here, to places the fog can't touch. But folks like them and the rest of the survivors here in Kingsmouth deserve better. I'm not putting you on the spot here, friend. I know you got other places to be, other wars to fight. Which is why it's doubly important I stay behind. There's an honesty and an innocence to these people, and they genuinely know and care about one another.
Oh.
Of course, I can't claim total selflessness. My heart's gone soft for Andy. And even if he'll never feel the same way for me, as long as this heart's beating, I won't let any harm come to him.
Oh, you're just a big softy, Moose.
I've spent the better part of 2 decades on the road, my friend. And I've learned that there's not a loose bolt these hands can't tighten, not a broken transmission they cannot fix. You give me a handful of nails and some wood, and I'll build you a house.
100 screenshots, Machine. I can get that because Guild Wars 2 is a very pretty game, but it makes it even funnier that you don't remember any of it either. Permanent items out of gacha boxes. I guess that's better than it was, but that's still pretty goddamn frustrating right there, LTG. Because, I mean, when we're talking about items here, I need to clarify for anybody listening right now. When I'm talking about items, I mean the actual weapons that you bring into a fight. Like, I'm not like actual different types of weapons with different types of abilities. You have to pay real money to pick and choose your spec, which is just terrible. Like, we're not talking like pay to win. We're talking about pay to be competent in any way, shape, or form.
When the undead came marching up Main Street just a day or 2 after the fog pulled back, we did our best to prepare for the worst. Andy and me, with the help of the rest of the good folk here, built ourselves something better than a house. We built a castle.
Oh, so he was one of the people that built the fortifications around the police station. Nice.
It won't hold forever. But as long as we're breathing, as long as we believe in salvation, with or without help from the likes of you, we will walk tall and stand firm.
Alright, enough chatting. We need to get out and get stuff done, and I'm sure everyone is eager to see some zombies get shot. As you can see, the police station's under attack right now. It's somebody running a raid defense mission. I'm gonna leave them to it. I've got my own thing to do. Although it looks like I'm heading this way anyway, so may as well help them shoot down some zombies all over here. Now, all these strangely dressed characters are other players here, as you might have guessed. So yeah, there are other people in the game. I'm gonna ignore them for the most part, continue going on. Air Raid Sirens get Silent Hill PSD. I'm glad I wasn't the only one thinking that, Machine. As soon as I heard the air raid siren, started looking around going, oh man, we're not going to the other side, are we? No, not going to the other side just yet. It's cool. It's cool, let's all stay calm. Let's all be cool. Alright, so we need to find a security camera over here and take it down so we can get it back to the police office. And it looks... Can I climb up this pole right here? Maybe. No, I can't, but I have a feeling I want to get on the roof of this police station. That one sounds familiar. I definitely haven't played at LTG, but I feel like I would have heard of it at some point. I'm pretty sure I have heard of the name, but I can't think of what the context was. Oh, hey, somebody's fighting the boss, too. I'm gonna have to fight him in a bit, too, but still, let me go help him out a bit. See if I can take down the horde, too. Yep, wow, they took him down pretty quickly. And you can see a skull on my map just up ahead. That is a unique enemy, which I will get an actual drop from. Normal enemies don't drop items. Only unique enemies the first time you meet them. So let's go fight him. Dumpster Diver. And get a nice unique item off of him. Not a unique item, just a drop. There we go. Probably not even anything great. But we'll see. Oh, hey, I haven't seen one of these before. It's another talisman. It's another gadget. Grants a beneficial effect that causes enemies to take 1 physical damage whenever they hit you for 6 seconds. Oh, that's actually pretty weak. Especially compared to the nice effect of my healing right there, so I'm going to ignore that. Oh, done by the same people that run Ragnarok. Alright. Definitely heard of RO. I think everybody's heard of that one. Apparently a new server. Yeah, everything old is new again these days, definitely. And yeah, Asia pumps out MMOs like no other region on the planet. I bet there are slews of unheard MMOs from there. I think the way they do it is kind of like if you've ever seen the glut on Steam now of Unity-based horror games. I think it's basically the same thing for MMOs in Asia. It's just they take one standard, perfectly competent engine and use it to just keep cranking out MMO after MMO after MMO. With most of them being, you know, a different theme and a couple different mechanics here and there, but more or less it's the same thing. You see a lot of that with, what do you call it? Mobile games as well. You see mobile games that are cookie cutters based off on the same engine too. Alright, here's our security camera. Go ahead and take that down. Next up, we need to go to the mining museum, see if we can get a camera from there. There's a site that just picks up the MMOs that nobody wants. Seriously. Yeah, if you can link that in Discord, LTG, that seems like something that I would greatly enjoy looking over sometime. As you may have noticed from watching my stream, I have a bit of a soft spot for lost and forgotten games. Alright, so we need to get a camera from the mining museum. I don't see one in here, so there may be one up on the roof. Ah, yeah, there it is. Let's see if we can find a way up there. I see a ladder. So yeah, this is basically what we're going to be doing for a little while. We're going to be doing a lot of quests and side quests to grind up our rank a little bit, get ourselves stronger, and use the new level to work our way through the main storyline of figuring out what the hell is going on in this town. Josiah, this is the one that needs changing. Have it done before I'm back from Bangor. New cameras are in the basement. Remember to fill out the repair form and file it with the museum admins. James Morris, FMM Janitor. Oh, so there's more cameras in the basement. So let's head down there and get some more cameras for the good sheriff. Hopefully there'll be enough down there that she'll be good. Alright, so when you get a loading screen like this, it basically means you're going into a small dungeon. Rift Machine, is that the one with the real-time combat? I think that one I tried to get into a little bit and then again got pulled away by real life, but if it's the one I'm thinking of, I think I really enjoyed the combat system for that one. Oh hey, there's a dude up there.
I think you should go away. You should go away now. You need to go away because I'm not feeling very stable right now.
Holy shit, were those the black tentacles from Tokyo? That's probably not a good thing. Alright, so he's booby-trapped the basement. Good times. Can't get to him through those lasers, so we're gonna have to find a way how to get over to him. See, there's a camera up there, too. Oops. Yeah, let's not get focused on by the camera if at all possible. Oop, nope. So I think what I gotta do is I gotta jump up there. The camera moves away from there, that might make things easier. Oh no, wait, there's another path over here. Let's take this instead. Record of Lodoss War Online is coming out? I didn't even know there was an online game for Record of Lodoss War, but I used to love that anime back in the day. Rift had random rifts that would open up and spawn hordes of monsters. It was sort of a fantasy-type MMORPG. Which, you know, certainly there's no shortage of those, but doesn't mean there still can't be cool ones out there. I think it's still going, isn't it, Machine? Or at least last I heard. Horst of monsters could approach your typo there. Alright, so that got us a little bit further through here. Deactivated some of the lasers and turned off the camera, but he's still hiding back behind more lasers. We're gonna have to take our time and advance when we can here, I suspect. Alright, this camera does move around. And here we go. I think this should be out of its range for the moment. Cool. And then we can get over here, and there is the switch. So yeah, like I said, this one is a stealth mission. It requires us to get around without being seen and avoid environmental traps more than actual monsters. It's a really interesting thing, and I'm glad they show it at the start of the game. It's a good change of pace. But of course, then we get a boss at the end. The insane survivalist. So, yeah, I think the janitor went bad right there. Whoever it was that came down in the basement. But luckily, here we got some new cameras from there. Excellent. So now all we need to do is get back to the police station and drop them all off. See what the lore here is. The filth. Yeah, it's that black thing from Tokyo. It was the same thing. Oh, latency LTG. I'm so sorry. The eternal fight of gaming in Australia. Our wisdom flows so sweet, taste and see. Transmit. Initiate cephalopod signal. Receive. Initiate cuttlefish frequency. Handle with care. Initiate the Chernobyl syntax. Avoid contact with skin. Initiate the eel mucus lexicon. Harmful or fatal if swallowed. Flip the ace of ruin. Witness the filth. Still like to know more about that stuff because it seems like it's going to be the primary antagonist in the game. Whatever that black ooze is anyway. Alright, while I'm down here in relative safety, I've got 7 SP, so I should be able to buy something with that. Every little buff helps. So let's see, I'm using a lot of my pistols, so let's see if I can get a new pistol passive right here. Right now I have a High Roller, which is the one they forced me to buy at the beginning of the game. Is there another path I want to go down to, or is that the one I want to stick with? Jackpot is definitely a good one right there. Let's see. Beginner's Luck? Pistol abilities deal an additional 1 to 5 physical damage. Ooh, for pretty much everything. Damage is highest when the target is at its maximum health. Interesting. And what's my gun ability called? Controlled shooting? Alright, so I don't have anything that'll buff that right off the bat. I think I would like a jackpot though, so let's go ahead and bind a hit rating right here, and then we'll be able to buy jackpot sometime in the near future. Oh, and they just put out a new expansion to Rift as well. Alright, so it is definitely still running. Watch too much hentai. Is there really such a thing as too much, machine? Think carefully before answering. There is a correct answer. Links into the Discord, there is a lot. Alright, thank you, LTG. I'll make sure and check that out after the stream. Love, love, love those little unloved games that nobody else wanted to touch. They're so fascinating to me. There's just something about them. There's something about a game that could possibly be good, but nobody ever got around to, that catches my interest. Alright, so as I said, we are done here for the time being. So we are just going to go ahead and run back to the police station and start installing those cameras. And that should finish this quest up. Correction, you watched a lot. Alright, fair enough, I can roll with that. Good correction, acceptable machine. Alright, so this, the horror show is our first, like, for realsies quest in the game. So this is more of an idea of what the game is going to be looking like going forward. Although there's going to be a lot more combat-oriented quests than just this one. Alright, so there's where it wants us to put the first camera, so let's get up there. There we go. Like I think I said, I do like the quest variety in the game. I think it's got a good variety of quests, and I appreciate that. It gives you a feel, even if you're not literally doing different tasks, it gives you a feel that you are doing a variety of different things, which, you know, keeps you going in a game like this. The Council of Venice. Transmit. Initiate the assembly signal. Receive. Initiate the lame behemoth syntax. Deadlock voting remains unbroken. Initiate the Armageddon proclamation. Sound and fury signifying nothing. The Technicolor spectrum. Witness the Council of Venice. We heard them mention that back in the flash forward to New York, but I don't know anything about them. Atlantica. I've heard of that one too, but I haven't played it either. Had at least 2 English publishers. That's always especially interesting to me when you get one of those games that, you know, English publishers have tried to make work, but they've never been able to pull off. Something about that makes it even more fascinating than most to me. Alright, so we got 2 of the cameras up, and we are killing zombies like it's going out of style. Which it is not. I want to stress that. Don't mistake me. But we'll have this finished soon, and then we'll be able to move on to a wider variety of quests. As you saw, some quests are gated until you've finished some other quests. So right now, our variety of quests is a little limited, but it'll start opening up very quick once we start moving through the main storyline. And eventually, we're actually going to have our bar of quests filled pretty well. And I'll have to be kind of restricting what quests we're taking just to make sure we don't fill up too fast. Ooh. Ambushed there. Very dangerous. But we got it done. And now we just have to go to the police computer and turn it on. And we should be good here. So that was a cute little quest. Get the cameras, set up the security system for the police office. So let's hack into the computer with our ghost system. And hit 1 for station security system. And 1 to initialize the camera system. There we go, and we leveled up, and we completed the quest. So let's go ahead and get our reward. And got a katana, so that's a new weapon, but not one we're going to be wielding. The other weapon we have in our inventory is a elementalism focus, which is a mage type weapon. Item power is represented by the number pips at the bottom. 1 dot is common, it's garbage. 2 dots is uncommon, improves basic stats. And 3 dots is rare, best possible base stats. It's rumored that certain extraordinary items will grant you additional unique powers. I'm sure there are. We will seek those out if we can find them. Hey there, Chris. Thank you for the follow. Welcome into the stream. Quest hype? Hell yeah, machine. Hell yeah. Alright, so next up in our main quest is we actually have to do a quest for Deputy Andy. So let's
Find me. Stuck behind this desk.
let's see. She doesn't have anything else for us. But yeah, so let's head up to Deputy Andy, make his acquaintance, and see if we can't get a quest from him right now. Because last time the quest that we could get from him was locked off, but now that we've completed a quest for the sheriff, we should be able to speak to him. Elm Street Blues. Deputy Andy Gardner is afraid the town will be completely overrun by monsters, unless someone steps up and helps contain the undead invasion of Kingsmouth. Zombies are constantly pushing against the defenses put up around the sheriff's office. Kill them.
Jeez, you never saw anything like this in the cop shows. Well, maybe on cable, not the network ones. You wouldn't know it from looking out there, but before that wicked bad fog rolled in, Kingsmouth was a sleepy little burg. Nothing stronger on the streets than a hot cup of coffee and chocolate-glazed donuts from Susie's. The occasional DUI or domestic disturbance. Human sacrifice.
Huh? What was that?
But every town has a dark side, right? We sure are getting a heaped help in the darkness now, eh? The Walking Dead and worse besides taking over our town. Us survivors hold up in here, hoping it's all just a bad dream and we'll wake up to the smell of bacon and maple syrup. But unless someone ups and does something, and soon, all we're gonna wake up to is the smell of rotten flesh. And I don't need another thing to remind me of my dad.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Halloween does bring back the memories, eh?
What? Andy's a little bit creepy. So, let's go ahead and switch over to that quest, since we need to do it next. Kill the ravenous horde around the sheriff's office. This was this defense mission that we saw going on before. We'll have a full conversation with Andy and figure out just what the fuck his deal with is in a second. But for right now, let us go and find this ravenous horde and see about kicking its ass. That's always nice. We've got a whole bunch of action points too, so we'll be spending those very soon. Alright, here we go. Hey, ravenous horde. Meat bullets. Whoa, hey, that number was right in front of my face. Alright, should be a few. Andy's cheese has slipped off his cracker and straight onto the floor. Dangerous situation right there. You know, that counted. Got another one over here, too. Sounds like a nice quest. Sounds delightful. Alright, next up, go to the northern barricade. Alright. So now we got the actual defense portion of the mission coming up. Alright, so now the zombies are going to be going after that barricade, and I've got to hold it down. And any other players that happen to be in the area can hear the sirens and jump in if they so choose. I chose not to earlier, but they could. They could. Either way, I think I can hold it myself, so I'm not too worried. Oh, here comes another player, though. Hey, dude. And here's some more zombies. So as you can see, they don't do a tremendous amount of damage to the barricade, so we should be able to hold it okay. Oh, horde. Right. He thought it was something else. That would have been nice, but no. No, none of those just yet. I'll keep an eye out, though. See what we can see. Alright, so that's one barricade successfully defended. Good deal. Let's head around to the next one.
Coming in from the south side now.
And so now they're going to charge us from the street. We're going to stop them that way. Hey, dudes. Luckily, this pistol does let me cut through large groups like this of grunts pretty quickly, so that is nice. Just make sure I gotta get to him fast. Put him down. And this other player being here is helping as well. That's very useful. Is that all? Nope, one more wave. Cut you down.
Good job. We held off the undead hordes for another day.
Alright, next up, find the source of the assaults on the sheriff's office. So we gotta find out where these zombies are coming from. We're gonna see if we can put a stop to the main rush of zombies on the office at the source, wherever that might be. But as you can see, they keep coming down the street, so we gotta keep fighting them off as we go down. Hi, I think I see the problem. And it's a huge bastard. That one we saw at the police station before. So let's take out the ravenous horde around them first. Get them off our backs. And we can start eating the big guns. There we go. The Drog Warmonger. Alright, cool. Let's see what we got from that one. It appears we are dealing with bigger problems than just the reanimated dead. The name Drog is ringing a lot of bells around here. I'm told we have plenty of information on these marine creatures on record. On ancient record. We could still use more information, however, particularly about the larger varieties with the lobster claws and their general ecology. On that note, they do have some excellent shellfish in the region. Worth looking into if you're up on the appetite. No, I think I'll pass, thanks. Faded Pendant. I do like that attack rating on there, but I'll basically lose a lot of defense if I put that on, so yeah, I think I'm just gonna keep it with the current spec I got right now. That's nice though. Looks like that one villain from One Punch Man, the buff crab guy. Oh yeah, I know what they're talking about. Good to see another One Punch Man fan as well. Alright, so what quests do I have here? What do I want to do next? Oh, just Dawning of Endless Night. Alright, so next up we need to go track down Norma, that woman with a shotgun we saw before, and see how she's doing, what she's up to. And I'll go ahead and run here. Hi, looks like we got a side quest. Mutilated Corpse. The wounds on a mutilated corpse close to the woods suggest a mauling from something even more dangerous than zombies. Search for the predator. A trail of blood leads away from the corpse. It could lead you to the predator. Alright, sure, I'll take that.
Visual tracking initiated.
And yeah, since that's right here and we're right at the start of the trail, let's go ahead and look into this right now. So you can see the blood on the ground. Let's just follow those for a bit. See what they lead. You got that cool little hologram effect there.
Additional assignment received. Initializing.
And we just got an additional assignment to kill 5 wisps. So let's get on that as well. See if we can get that done as we're following the trail here. That'd be convenient. Oh, it's Season 2 of One Punch Man. I haven't actually seen the anime. I've been reading the manga as it goes along, but I'm really enjoying the manga. The art is just fucking spectacular. I love the method of storytelling, the switching between serious and amazing action sequences and just really silly comedy. And we got a little mini-boss we gotta fight now. The Voracious Wendigo. But it looks like we chased him off. So that's good, but he goes off that way. Before I follow the trail, see if I can finish off the Wisp side quest. And yeah, I just gotta kill one more and we should be good. 161, thank you for the follow. Welcome into the stream. How are you doing this evening? But yeah, how was the anime then, Machine? I think it was real good. From what I've seen, it really kept a lot of the qualities artistically of the manga as well, which I appreciate. Alright, we get a reward right here. And it's a healing medallion, but we're not really heal focused. Normally, I like playing a healer in RPGs like this, or in MMOs anyway, but since I'm not going to be running this in a group, I'm just going to stick to single player strats by just going DPS, DPS, and more DPS. Long monologues made by the super badass villains, and then he's like, okay. I love that moment so much. He's just so bored by listening to him talk. He wants to get to the fighty part. I can respect that. Saitama is all of us, Machine. Saitama is all of us. Alright, following the blood trail down this way. And oops, alright, we got the real fight now. And heal rounds, alright, I'll take heal rounds. Get them out of... There we go. Alright, heal rounds are another good thing to have since I am running solo here. So that's a side quest completed. Pick up my reward. Ooh, a shotgun. Shotgun of Havoc. Plus 2.5% critical hit damage and critical healing, as opposed to my current shotgun, which has an 11% chance of consuming 1 less energy. Alright, no, I think I'll stick with my energy one. It's good for spamming, which I do a lot. Sinister 6, hey, hey yourself, how are you doing? Welcome into the stream. How are you doing this evening? Alright, so now we are back on our Dawning of an Endless Night quest. We gotta go back and find Norma, aka Old Shotgun Lady. See how she is doing. And I imagine we're gonna have to fight some zombies on the way there, but at least we got our dash. And again, once it's a little safe, I really need to be spending my points. So maybe once we get to the safety of Norma's place, I'll see if I can settle down and get some of these points spent. Oh, accidentally aggroed a wisp back there. Let's go ahead and take him out. I'm doing good, thanks for asking. Just logging on to Secret World Legends now. Awesome! Well, enjoy yourself. Alright, and we just got our new animal well as well here, so that's nice. I like how he has a realistically mundane life too. He goes to the store, hangs out watching TV, then some crazy shit happens and he goes out to face it like it's a casual hobby. He's so chill about everything. I love it so much. Alright, let's see. So I've got enough for some passives here, definitely. So let's go for that. I wanted to get Jackpot, I know that. So let's go ahead and unlock that for 10 SP. And that goes straight on the bard because we got spare room. And then under active abilities, let's see if we can get another shotgun active, because shotgun has some really nice stuff. Let's see. And I think I'm going to get pump action, which is a shotgun basic, which is where, this is the point where I'm going to switch my shotgun to my main hand. Because shotgun is really fantastic, and I really only use the pistol for crowd control, whereas the shotgun is used for anything more dangerous than basic enemies. So see, my pistol basic does 29 physical damage. Pump action, oh, it does 29 as well. Huh. Strange that it doesn't really do anything different there, but still. But still, we're going to be leaning on our shotgun abilities, I think. And both barrels is a nice thing. This gives us a little bit of a... Gives us a little bit of a spread right there too. I kind of want to go for heat rounds too. I had those before and it was really nice. New at the game or just a new character? I'm mostly new at the game, Sinister 6. I played it back in the original beta, way back in the day. And I liked it, but I didn't like it enough to pay for it monthly, so now that it's gone free to play, I want to try it again. I played it for about 6 hours yesterday to test the game out. Then deleted my character and started over again for the purposes of streaming. Alright, so what do I want to go for first? Heat round or scatter shot? I do like heat round a lot. I think I'm going to go for heat round actually, because I was playing with that around before and it's really nice. It's an actual AoE effect targetable in front of you. So we'll start with scatter shot, and we don't have enough AP for one short, but we'll come back to that in a bit. Alright, so Norma should just be around over there by the big, strangely colored bonfire. Hey Norma, what's going on? They never stop coming. Norma's house is surrounded by zombies, and even though she blasts them to pieces with her shotgun, they never seem to stop coming. She is encouraged by the way the bones burn on her bonfire, however. Perhaps incinerating zombie remains is a way of getting rid of them altogether. Norma can't seem to kill the zombies attacking her house fast enough. There's no time left for cleaning up the remains. Help Norma defend her house.
Yeah. You'd think these wet bits would just fizzle on the bonfire, but no. They sparkle like kindling wood.
That's heartening. Ah, geez, what a mess. Good thing I'm not particular. Now I'm used to getting my hands dirty. Fish guts, childbirth, sutures, the dead. Yeah, maybe I was born for this work. Ah, that don't sound right. Nobody's made for this ungodly work. Except maybe this old thing. So I kill and I chop and I burn, but there's more of them every day, and I feel like I'm pushing a very big stone up a very steep mountain, and it keeps rolling back down. What do you call that? Sisyphean? Or is that when you get a burning in your privates? My idea of culture is reruns of Cheers and, you know, not ancient Greek mythology. Well, the old gal ain't a proper match for everything that turns up on my doorstep. Seems she's too much for most of it. Spreads a bone of dead man's guts all over the place. Well, there's no time to gather it all up before we're right back up in the thick of it. And they never stop coming. They never stop coming.
Alright, so overall, sounds like Norma's handling pretty well. Alright, so we need to switch to her quest, because we need to finish this quest to actually get on the next main quest. Hey there, Rose, welcome into the stream. How are you doing this evening? And thank you for the follow there, Sinister6, welcome in. Alright, go to the back of Norma's house is our next part of the quest. So let's head back there and see what we can see. Oh, and we've got another defense mission, it looks like. Kill the attacking zombies. Gotta keep the zombies away from Norma's fence. Ravenous horde. I can just take out with my pistol, that's easy enough. There we go. And where's the next attackers coming from? Up over here again. I like how they're just ignoring me and just going for Norma's fence. Like, you know, the person actually shooting at them doesn't bother them. No. It's the fence that's really drawing their ire. Alright, here we got another group down there. Gonna try and get some sleep? Alright, thank you so much for stopping by, Machine. Thank you again for the host, I really appreciate that. You have yourself a good weekend, enjoy your sleep, and enjoy that Italian restaurant when you get to it. Hope it is better than expected, and I will see you around, I'm sure. Yeah, for a damaged fence, that thing sure holds up really well. Norma knows how to build them. Or Norma's husband, or Norma's subcontractor. Somebody in Norma's life knows the secret of good fence building. I'd kind of like to learn about it. May have to ask Norma about that. Whatever the quest reward was going to be, Norma, I want to know your fence building secrets. Teach them to me. I can understand this fence, like, keeping out rabbits and raccoons, but no, it's standing up to arcane fire right here. That's pretty intense. I can dig that. Alright, so now we're gathering up zombie body parts, like you do. And now we're throwing them on the bonfire, like you do. Just normal, everyday day of tossing zombie bits on the fire. Alright, now we need to go gather up more zombie bits for the fire. I like this quest a lot. We need to know her fence building secrets for our own zombie apocalypse. Exactly, Norma has so much to teach. She could save millions. Got another legend right here, the fog. The fog that rolled over town and caused all this, I assume. There was no forecast, there were no screams, there was no sound, only the fog. It crept in and it crept out. The people walked and the people died. Then they walked again. The fog followed the return of the lost fishing vessel, the Lady Margaret. The crew had a story to tell of a graveyard of ships, of the red seaweed cloaca that birthed the fog. Ask us about the Lady Margaret, sweetling. Ask us properly, and we will tell you. Alright, so that could be a potential cause for the fog here, that ship called the Lady Margaret, so we'll have to keep an eye out for that. But for right now, we got zombies to hunt and zombies to kill. Screw the 40-foot World War Z wall. Have Norma build that shit. I think you may be onto something there, Sinister. Norma knows things, and if nothing else, Norma knows fence building. Alright, so we killed all the fast-moving zombies, got their body parts. Before we go on, one thing I wanted to do here, see if I can find it. I saw this before. Yes, here, I want to go under sprint pets, and I want to increase my sprint speed a little bit with some of the in-game currency. Because I'm sprinting all the time, so this is a nice thing. 2,500 marks a favor? Yeah, that should be alright. Now it gets our sprint speed from 150 to 162.5%, which isn't a lot, but it's noticeable. It's noticeable. Oh yeah, I saw Sprint 3 is not cheap, so I won't be getting that anytime soon. Still, Sprint 2 is a noticeable enhancement. I appreciate that. I could see myself spending money on this game if I really did enjoy it that much. That's how I usually play it with free-to-play games. But for right now, I'm sticking with the free part of free-to-play and just seeing what I can get done on the cheap. Because you may or not have heard, but streaming ain't cheap. Finding new games to play constantly kind of does drain the wallet a little bit. Plus, I'm just buying myself a new stream PC, which, believe you me, that was not cheap either. So yeah, free to play right now. I'm liking the free part, so I'm going to stick to that. Alright, more heal rounds, I can deal with that. You know, except for the part where I'm out of shotgun. Sprint 2 is amazing. Sprint 2 is trying to get Sprint 3. How is the PC handling? It was choking like crazy in Agartha. But otherwise, doing pretty well. Honestly, this PC needs an upgrade. And I should have my new PC by next week, hopefully. But for now, I'm surviving. I'm surviving. Outside of Agartha, I haven't really been having any serious problems. Zombies! We see the wet zombie, the waterlogged ones. They were buried in the sea. As the Drog traveled across the Sargasso with the fog, they swept up all the dead sailors of all the ages along the way, and they are still being called to Kingsmouth by the Drog. Woken from their deep graves, they slowly walk along the ocean floor and onto the beaches of Solomon Island. So we got the fog, then we've got the Drog, and then we got the actual zombies. So there is many things going on here. And we still need to kill one more wet zombie, which I believe he just delivered himself onto us. Kick his ass. There we go. So that's all the wet zombies. Now we need 4 cultists and 4 slow and dry zombies. I believe the cultists are right over here. Oh yes, everything lags in Agartha, everyone. Oh, that's unfortunate. I could actually barely move in Agartha. I was a little worried to get stuck in there.
Local bounty detected. Initiating.
And we got defeat 8 undead excavators as a local quest here. We're going to do that because we need to do a couple local quests for our daily. So that'll be nice. Kill a couple birds with a couple stones. Oh yeah, still plenty of monsters I haven't encountered yet. Like I said, I played this for about 6 hours yesterday, just to kind of test it out. And, so I've gotten a bit past here in my previous character, which I deleted to make room for this one. Because I wanted to make sure the stream could see the lore of this game from the beginning. That's kind of my shtick on here, is I like playing games start to finish to give people an idea of what they're like. Usually I play single-player games. This is actually the first time I've streamed an MMO before. Kind of an experiment. Something I plan to be doing every other week. I want to play a little bit of this game and see if I can keep working my way through it slowly and steadily. Oh, this says I haven't killed any excavators yet. No, these are just cultists over here. I think the excavators must be in the next area then. Head over there and get to them. I am so fucking confused about the Red Dwarf Dream Room. The Red Room Dwarf Dream. Smile, if you were absolutely certain of what happened in the Red Dwarf Dream Room, I'd be a little confused myself. If you're confused about that scene, you're in the right. But let me tell you one thing about that scene. Cooper is right. Everything that happened in there is tremendously important. It doesn't make a goddamn bit of sense and isn't going to help you any, but it's good to know. It's good to know there is actually a purpose to that. It wasn't just weird surrealism of David Lynch, because he does do that sometimes. No, that's leading somewhere. But hey, welcome in, Smile. How are you doing this evening? For anybody confused, Smile is working his way through his very first watch of Twin Peaks, so don't spoil it any, but if you've seen it before, feel free to get excited along with me, because I've seen it before and I'm excited on his behalf. Alright, there we go. So we got depleted uranium shells. That should be really nice as a single player run. If you're not great with puzzles, the investigation quest will be a serious challenge. Even the ones in Kingsmouth are a pain in the ass. Yeah, I was able to solve a couple in Kingsmouth, and some of the other ones I was really struggling with. So I'm sure I'll pick up some of them, and some of them I'll have to abandon, but that's fine. Oh, it's really dark over here. The game music is a bit overpowering compared to your voice. Alright, let me actually turn down the music then. Smile, thanks for letting me know. Audio options. Combat music, let's turn that down a little bit to 7. Radio music, we'll turn that down a little bit as well. Alright, that should be good. Yeah, alright. Thank you for letting me know, Smile. This episode is pure gold. That was the 3rd episode of the season, right? If you remember, before you started, I mentioned episode 3 is where you need to get to if you want to really get a feel for the show. And certainly, I was mentioning specifically that red room. That red room is really, really where the whole series just starts up in a big way. So I'm glad you got there. Alright, a 1-dot pistol of efficiency. Your attacks and heals with this weapon have a 50% chance to reduce the remaining cooldown time on your elite ability by 1. I don't have an elite yet, but that's an interesting thing to keep note of. And there's a skull enemy in here too. Yeah, here's the problem, Smile. The pilot is actually unnumbered. So the pilot's kind of episode 0. And then the rest of the episodes are numbered starting from 1. So the 4th episode is titled episode 30. It is confusing as hell. I'm not a fan of it. But there you go. FYI. That explains that. Alright, and we took down another unique enemy. Gotta get those loots. Purification drone. Ooh. That's new. Haven't seen those before. Taking me like 20 minutes to get the correct subs. Ouch. For this reason. Alright, yeah, that explains it. It's a bit of a confusing way to do episode numbering. My apologies. Hi there, Tiori. Welcome into the stream. How are you doing this evening? And hey, Bread! Welcome in. How are you doing tonight, hey, Bread? Good to see you as always. Alright, we'll do Sinister. I'll ask for help if I need it. I think for right now it should be good for a while. I got up to the point in my previous playthrough where you go into the sewers. And I'm certainly not going to get to that point tonight because that's still a ways off. But, yeah, if I can get there knowing as little as I did the first time I played, I think I should be good for a little bit. Thank you for the offer, though. Alright, vengeful victims are the enemies out here. There we go. I think that was enough. Alright, cool. So now we just need to get back to that bonfire and throw everything the hell in. I am doing good, Tiori. Thank you for asking. Doing very well, as a matter of fact. Really enjoying this game right now. Oh, Smile, yeah, Pandemonium, like we talked about before. I saw you mention that in, I think, Zero's chat yesterday. I'm so eager to see that. I haven't seen that since you could first buy Pandemonium on shelves, so that's going to be a total blast from the past. Just got back with the Pupper, GMT. Well, welcome back, and welcome back, GMT Pupper. The Fog. Transmit. Initiate New England signal. Receive. Initiate the Merc frequency. Low visibility will bring traffic to a crawl. Initiate necrotic syntax. Witness the Fog. It's cheesy, and it's extremely cryptic, but I think these little lore bits all really fit the game well. Alright, let's toss some zombie bits on the fire. Zombie bits burn well. And cultist body parts, too. And that caused the fire to burn blue like the fires we saw out here. Interesting. Let's go check those out, as the quest tells me to do. Oh, you're loving the cheesy parts? Excellent, GMT. Me too. Me too. Alright, what do we got here? Alright, so now we need to kill more cultists for body parts. Presumably from something we saw with the fire. I should actually check the journal in a second and see if it gives a little more lore information for why we looked into the fire and are suddenly saying, oh, we need body parts. It's a little confusing to me. Also, we're going to need to change our specs soon. Definitely need to slot some new abilities in here. We're going to keep surviving here. So let's head up on this rock. I think I should be safe briefly, and then we'll change our spec. I'm pretty sure the next area I got to, it was a school infused with ghosts. I haven't been that far, Smile. I've never got past Kingsport. So I couldn't help you there, unfortunately. Alright, so gun, I am pretty good right now. Unload, I think I'd like to have at some point, but right now I'm going to work my way towards heat round because I like that a lot. So let's get scattershot right now. And let's see, that's a basic, isn't it? Oh, that is a basic. Ooh. So I think this is the part where we're going to switch hands. So let's go into
lead.
Inventory. What was that? I might give it a try thanks to Shane. Oh, thank you for the bits, GMT. That's really kind of you. If you end up trying this game, let me know how you like it, GMT. Let me know how you played as well. That would be really interesting. But thank you so much for the bits. That's really kind of you. I appreciate that, dude. Let's see, the SFX for this game are pretty legit. It's all very supernatural sounding. Yeah, I love the ambiance. It's so creepy and weird. Even though it's not really a horror game, it gives you that sort of feeling. Oh, it's a cool thing to look forward to. Will do. I think the starting area is so tiresome. Yeah, Smile's run through the starting area a few times already, so he's a little burned out on it, which is understandable. I think I'd get there as well. Alright, there we go. So now we are going to be shotgun primary and pistol secondary. So now we need to go and change out our abilities a little bit. So let's put Scattershot in the Q slot, since that's a basic ability that doesn't use any energy. So that is badass. I'm going to move Flourish over to E. That restores some of my pistol energy, so if I'm using my pistol as an emergency and I run out of energy, I can use Flourish to get a little bit back, which is really nice. And then I think I might have enough SP for a passive as well. Let's see what we got here. Odds and Evens is a nice one. I kind of like that one. And reinforced rockets. Oh yeah, I want reinforced rockets first. That basically gives me a shitload of armor for 5 seconds whenever I fire a rocket pod. And since I'm playing solo, that's going to be a really important ability. But we got to start with our basic passive right here. Restorative reload. Whenever you reload your shotgun, you salvage a portion of your power, healing yourself for 6%. So unlock that, and that'll get us into the rest of the tree. And Promise Jin, thank you for the follow right there. Welcome into the stream. You are a shotgun swordsman. That sounds like a good combo, Smile, with the melee and the range. They changed classes since the original Secret World. They got different classes in Secret World Legends. So I don't know if the same classes are still there, or if you're talking about Secret World Legends, I don't know. But either way, I'm playing the Gunslinger, I think is the class. And I'm enjoying it. This is the class I played when I was testing the game out as well. It's a good class. It is a very nice class, and I think it fits the kind of playstyle I enjoy. And I think it will work well as a solo player, since I'm playing solo this game for the most part. What did I reload with? Depleted uranium? I can take depleted uranium, that's fine. Finishing off with a basic shotgun, and we get a legend for our trouble, nice. And a level up. So let's see some zombie lore here. We see the cultist zombie. These are the cadavers of those who in life served certain strange priesthoods, delved into the mysteries of potent cults, or otherwise devoted themselves to occult study. Some spark of awareness stays with them, and in death, they can still call on their ritual powers. Well, that's fucking dangerous. Not a fan of that. Oh, alright, so you did Gunslinger for your most recent gameplay as well. Awesome, awesome. Let's see, I really want to see if there's any way I can switch the symbols for my actives down here. Because I would like to move them to correspond with where they are on the actual, since I switched my readouts, I think it would be like less confusing if I could move where they are. So I'm going to put my shotgun ability over on the left, since that, or no, that's my bullet ability. I already messed it up. I'm going to put my pistol ability over on the right, because that's where my pistol thing is, and move my shotgun ability, rocket pod, over to the left where my shotguns are. I think that'll be a little less confusing in the long run. Hey Al, welcome back. That was a short sleep. You alright? Alright, so the last thing for this...
Initiating.
Last thing for this quest is we need to light the cultist fires to complete the ritual. I still need to check my journal to see if there's any more information on this quest, because it seems pretty small in info, honestly. The fires appear to be part of some dark ritual. The blue fires are being lit all over the forest. Collect more body parts and complete the ritual to see what happens. No, listen kids, if you're watching at home, don't ever complete a ritual just to see what happens. That's a bad idea. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's weird seeing mobs die when their HP gets to 0. I would always overkill. Overkill is nice. It's the only way to kill a smile. This I believe. So I'm killing reanimated warriors, which is what I need to do for my local quest, is what they call that little yellow one at the top of the screen. I need to do those for my dailies. I think I'm actually getting pretty close to doing my daily as well, so that'll be nice. Getting those sweet rewards too. I should be able to actually upgrade my equipment soon as well. Hopefully do that when I get back to town. Small infos, but it's a main plot point in your story. What do you mean, GMT? Cultist fires should be over this way. We're going to have to fight along the way, since they're just going to aggro us anyway. Gotta love those Dragon Breath shells. I'm going to have to upgrade those too. I use Dragon Breath a lot on my shotgun. Very handy ability to have. Alright, here's the bonfires, so let's get those lit. And we will see what happens. Those death killers kill. Oh, the dumb teenager has to rearrange the body parts to see what happens. Dumb teenagers do seem to do those things in horror movies very frequently, so that I can respect. Way back when, Smile. Yeah, I was thinking this game has been around for quite some time. I couldn't remember exactly when it first came out, because I didn't think it was any time recently that I played the beta, but it didn't feel like that long ago. I'm probably wrong about that, though. It probably was a super long time ago. Just another otaku, thank you for the follow. Welcome into the stream. Alright, I think there's one more fire we gotta light. Ah, yeah, right over there. Is that the... Oh, that's the old Conan MMO. Oh, wow. Yeah, I never played the old Conan MMO. There we go. Uh-oh. Defeat the cult leader! This wasn't what I wanted. This wasn't at all what I wanted. Got a nice crit on him there, though. Nice! Alright. The inland undead are scavengers, but you must respect their numbers and their speed. Those that shamble along the shore are similar in nature, and even more closely tied to the Draug. The cultists are the most autonomous and insidious of the undead. They spend their lives practicing black arts and bowing to all manner of atrocity. Centuries of sleep has apparently done nothing to eliminate old habits. Former primordial priests banished magi, worshippers who sacrificed and were sacrificed. Who knows what else? Something in that black soil nurtured their mystical talents and inspired them to rise rejuvenated. Which is bad, and we gotta put their asses back down. We'll work on that, though. Before survival games had naked models. Oh my god, that new Conan game looks so goddamn boring. Honestly. I don't see the appeal of it. Like, it's got floppy dongs, but what actual gameplay is there that's new to it? I haven't seen anything in there. No one's been able to tell me what's so special about the game, so I'm suspecting that there isn't. And that's not good. Because from the graphics, I'm imagining somebody spent a lot of money on that game. Got more Dragon's Breath shells, that's good. Can always use more of those. I'm heading for this named enemy over here to get his sweet, sweet loot. It did have boobs, there was that. I suppose that was a draw, but... video game boobs don't usually have the staying power to keep my interest. Ooh, just now looked at add-ons for ESO. They have a recount exactly like WoW. Ooh. That's kind of wild. I suppose somebody would have to do that at some point. Get in a little bit of a WoW similarity to draw in people. Increases your move speed while in combat. Alright, that one's kind of nice. That one I think may actually be very good for survivability. It's 50 weapon power. I think that actually should be good base stats compared to my current weapon. So I think I'm going to try and upgrade that one once we get back to town. Looks like Rust in a different setting. I mean, even with the comparisons to Rust, it just seemed like there wasn't as much to do as there was in a game like Rust, you know? I just wasn't seeing it. Video game big boobs are a big deal for like 2010. True! Or even before that, if you want to go back to the progenitor of the video game boobs movement, Lara Croft. Which, you know, it's hard to see the appeal going back after all this time, since they're all, you know, pixelated and stuff. But it was there. It was there a long time ago. What is this? Ancient idol? What in the hell? Weird little cave right here. They didn't find this last time I played. Come on, cursor. Whoa! Oh, we got baddies in here. Didn't notice him a second ago. Right, let's take this guy down. There we go. Alright, I imagine that was probably why I couldn't select this. There we go. Idol of Nurgle. Stashed in a small cave warded by Illuminati symbols is an artifact. An idol, gray with age. It radiates old power, and not of the good kind. Hidden behind wards and protected by magic, it has been left alone for hundreds of years. There must be a reason why the idol is hidden away like this, but in these times all items of power should be controlled or destroyed. Sure, we'll take a little side quest here. That sounds nice. Go ahead and take it, and we'll figure out what the hell to do with it later. Right now, we need to go check in on Norma for our main quest. Oops! It looks like that triggered some baddies, too. Take these guys out. Alright, so that was part of the actual quest, is we had to take out the zombies at the cave entrance. So what's the next thing that quest wants us to do? I'm curious now. Oh, we gotta destroy Norma's bonfire. Well, that's pretty fucking convenient. So we'll continue heading back to Norma, then. Shane needs more than just bobs and floppy dongers to keep his interest. Shane is classy. I like to think so. I try to be. I'm really not. I'm honestly not, but I try. I try. Thank you, hey, Brad. Triangles. Magic triangles. Smile. Magic triangles. Let's get to Norma's place and see what's still following us. See if we can drive him off. Aggro usually stops if you go too far. No, they're still pretty aggroed. Ah, there they go. This music plus seagulls, timeless combo. It's so beautiful. Smile. It's so beautiful. The max quest limit is so small it hurts. You can do the quest pretty fast though, so I definitely had to leave some quests behind, but I didn't think it was too much of a hardship. Alright, there's the idol destroyed. That was a quick little quest right there. The idol of Nurgle is cursed, as you have no doubt witnessed. The Akkadian god of the underworld summons the dead whenever he feels threatened. When the Illuminati first recovered the idol, they put it on display in one of their infamous council parties. Imagine how that turned out. It is just like them to dig up something dangerous, then toss it into a cave somewhere. There are things in this world better left uncovered. If they must be found, better be by us. Oh, it's burned now. I'm happy with that part. Jane, have a fantastic bonus stream. Gonna nod off a bit before work. Alright, thank you so much for stopping by. Hey, Bread. And have yourself a good sleep. Have yourself a good work tomorrow. And I'm sure I'll see you around. Infinite quest log when. I know there's some things you can buy more of with real money in the Secret World Legends version, but I don't know if that's one of them.
Well now, I'm not much fit for entertaining, but I reckon you ain't much in the mood for hospitality either, am I right? Oh, I'm not a big talker, eh? I'm used to that from a surly husband, and kids more comfortable with kicking a ball around than having a conversation with their ma. Name's Nama. Nama Creed. Raised a family up here. Before this dungeon thick fog came, took him is my story. Helen sent you over to check on me, I reckon. Now, your concern is wicked kind, but I don't need any pitying. I got my shotgun, I got what's left of my wits. I'll manage. Now, this hullabaloo began after the Lady Margaret came back. My husband Larry, the others, we all thought that they'd gone missing out there, but the sea took them. They came back. Whole town could finally breathe again. But then came that fog, like it was following them back to shore. 'Twas right, said they, such birds to slay, that bring the fog and mist. Don't ask me where I got that from. Probably heard it on Oprah.
Yeah, I don't think so,
Never got
Norma.
to ask Larry about what happened in those weeks they were gone. Been around gift horses long enough not to look him in the mouth. He was back. Thought life would go on the way life goes on, one day at a time. When the fog lifts enough to see the Lady Margaret laid up in the harbor, covered in that red seaweed, I always wonder if he'd still be here if I had.
So once again, we get hints that this is tied back to the Lady Margaret, bringing something back with it. We'll have to keep an eye out for that. Pilchi, thank you for the follow, and Tiori, thank you for the follow as well. Awkward handshake, the most awkward there, smile. How's the game stream? I'm having a blast with this game, Al. Thank you for asking. Alright, so we got everything done here. So let's check our quest log, and yeah, we don't have anything else to do with that storyline mission, so let us go check out the Lady Margaret next, see what we can see. And maybe we can get some clues about what the hell's going on in this town from the boat itself. That'd be nice. Once we get that back to town next, I'm going to want to do some upgrading as well. See if we can put some of those spare items and trinkets we've been getting to good use. Alright, looks like we're going to have to head up the beach here. Work our way towards the pier if we actually want to get onto the Lady Margaret. That should be doable though. I'm going to want to check at some point how close I am to getting my daily done too. That'd be nice. Been playing for, 3.5 hours. Getting the daily done would be a nice thing too. Yeah, this whole area, I love the look to it, the layout. It actually seems pretty logical for a small seaside town, so I appreciate that too. It's the little things. Looks like there's an item-based side quest way over there, but I don't think I want to run over to it just yet. I'm already going this way. Let's see where this is going first. There we go. So these inhalers, I think, are part of the Draugr that came in with the tide, so they're part of the overall problem here. Good to see these guys. And we got another legend here. The 1712 Fire. Solomon Island local history. By and by, the Illuminati were free to conduct the real investigation. They blamed the Templars, that old, comfortable dance. But the children of Eye and Pyramid worship at the altar of practicality more than they bow to the shrine of grudges. Investigations, both mundane and magical, revealed no evidence to damn their ancient enemy. Alright, so it sounds like the Secret Worlders have had involvement in this town before. This isn't the first encounter with Kingsmouth, which makes sense since everything we heard from the sheriff leads me to believe there's been spooky stuff happening in town before. There we go. We're getting lots of little quests done too, so I'm hoping we'll get close to that goal. Oh, good, more depleted uranium rounds. Those will be helpful for putting down those enemies a little faster. And we do have a unique nearby. Kind of a badass unique, but I think I'm in good shape to fight him right now. Let me see if I can spend some... Sorry, sneeze. Let me see if I can spend some SP before we head in there. Maybe do a little upgrading right here and now. That'd be nice. Alright, I know I wanted to get something here too. Oh yeah, reinforced rockets. Oh, I can't afford that yet. That's 10 SP. Almost. Sorry about that. Getting sneezy this morning. Alright, so... yeah, let's see if we can do just a teensy bit of upgrading while we're in here. So I'm going to switch from my pistol, from the dual pistols of restoration, to the dual pistols of alacrity, which increases my movement speed in combat a little bit, so that should be nice. I'll feed it my old gun, hopefully that'll give it a good chunk of XP there too. And what else we got? I think this is a weapon too? No, that's not a weapon. Interesting. Where does that go then? Oh, it's some sort of charm. Weird. And there. Alright, that got it up to level 4, which is where my old one was, so it's not a big jump, unfortunately, but still. I think it'll be a better weapon for me overall. Oh wait, did I feed it the... Oh, I fed it the wrong weapon, I think. Yeah, I fed it my shotgun, which is a tragedy, because now I don't have another shotgun, and oh, I screwed up real bad there. Oh wow, I really fucked that up. Shit. Yeah, I fucked that up good and plenty. Alright, I'm gonna have to get another shotgun pretty soon. I think I should be able to buy one somewhere, but for the time being, we're a little bit nerfed. We're gonna have to switch my stat a little bit. Go around that. So let's go ahead and unequip that. And we'll put on... So put hair trigger back there. And let's see, controlled shooting is already there. Flourish is already in there. Alright, we should be good. Well, shit. Yeah, that is real bad. That goes a ton of my DPS until I get another shotgun. But all the more reason to go in here and fight Susie. It's going to be a tough fight. But if I can take her out, I should get hopefully get another weapon. See what we can do. Yeah, there's so little DPS, unfortunately. Got her! Nice! Alright, that wasn't too terrible. Let's see what she's gonna give me. Ah, damn it, talisman. Alright, so this goes in... this slot, I think. Bind? Yeah, sure. Oh no, that goes in middle slot. What did I have there before? Oh, that's a gadget then, alright. Oh, I didn't see the thing at the top. Alright, so it's a decent gadget, but not quite what I want there. Still haven't found anything for most of my slots, which is unusual, but we'll make do. Alright. So that's a unique enemy down. Where we headed? The Lady Margaret? Alright, back to the Lady Margaret then. I'm gonna have to, after the stream, look into where I can go to see if I can find some more weapons somehow. Since, oh, I can't believe I destroyed my shotgun. That is such a me thing right there. I should be fine though. Should be able to find another shotgun somewhere. At least some sort of side weapon before too long. And then I'll make do with whatever I can find. It's going to be a slow and painful end to the evening, so. There we go. So I can make it work. I'm making it work. And I'm quite happy about that. Yeah, mistakes are made, smile. This is what happens when I play complicated RPGs when I'm getting tired. Mistakes are made in a big way. But yeah, it just means I need to start pouring my face in pistol for a little while, since I'm going to need to make it work. Flourish. And yeah, I think I can do this. Just make sure I'm healing in between fights too. I believe after this quest I'm heading back to town anyway. So once I get back there, I should be able to figure out what I'm doing next. But yeah, we are off to investigate the Lady Margaret, the ship that may have in fact brought the fog with it, which is unpleasant. Hopefully we can get some clues while we're on there as to what the hell's going on in this town. Why are there zombies and Draugr everywhere? Oh, hey! The captain! Uh-oh. We got a mini-boss. Ooh, and he's fast, too. Do that. Flourish. Keep hitting him with my special there. There we go. Nice. Alright, still a zombie captain on board. That's unpleasant. We got a captain's log here we can inspect. Lucky to be writing this. Can't believe what happened. Shouldn't believe it. That's what Doc Bannerman would say. Shrink's gonna be earning his pay when we get home. If we get home. Larry and his boy Derek are clammed up. Joe is real fevered. And this thing, still shining like a flashlight. I look over my shoulder. I swear I still see that fog. So a thing shining like a flashlight. Maybe some sort of evil artifact that brought the fog with him? We'll have to find out as we get closer in here. More bullets for Andy. The Lady Margaret rests moored and abandoned in the pier. Perhaps there may be something of interest left behind. You notice some unopened boxes of ammunition left behind in the Lady Margaret. Deputy Andy in the sheriff's station could certainly use more rounds. Well, since I'm heading there anyway, may as well pick up a nice little side quest on my way there. See if there's anything else of value on the ship, and then we'll head back to town. Ah, yes, another lore node. The Lady Margaret. Transmit. Initiate New England signal. Receive. Initiate the Calfwitch frequency. The weather started getting rough. The tiny ship was tossed. Initiate Echinoderm syntax. Witness the Lady Margaret. There's so much lore in this game. It's really cool. Oh, is that guy fighting the captain? Oh shit, it fell in the water. Oh shit. Oh, that is bad. That's like the one thing I needed not to do in this area. Oh, there's a way back right here. Cool. Think. No, that looks like a way back, but is not. No, I'm stuck. Oh, there's a lore node out here. Oh well, that works out well. Atharva Dave, welcome into the stream. Hope you're having a good evening. Good to see you. Alright, so that's fortunate. We get this lore node then. I'll take it. The Draugr drones. We see the sea witches. These transformed shaman have uniquely retained some sense of individuality, if not their past lives. They are forever locked in their trance state, where once they heard the will of the spirits, now they only hear the whispers of the dreaming ones. They wail songs of madness. We see the sea callers. The fog, the airborne filth, returns to their voice and the water churns to their will. We see the brood witches. Slimy tentacles reach out from their chests, impregnating the walking corpses with eldritch seed. creepy, and you notice they mention the filth in there as well, so it appears these zombies have still tie back to that black tentacle thing in Tokyo. So it looks like, in fact, everything in this game is connected somehow, as far as the big bad goes anyway. So I'm going to need to find a way back to shore. Let me start working on that. Let's start killing enemies along the way. Ooh. Attracted a good amount of attention. Wasn't really my plan. We'll make do. Ah, there we go. Still says something's aggroing me, but I just want to get over here and take these guys on. Definitely wish I had my shotgun for this, but honestly the DPS on my pistol is a little bit higher than I thought it was. So I'm doing pretty okay, honestly. I would have thought I'd be in worse shape at this point, but I'm doing alright. Ow! That would hurt though. There we go. I seem to glance off of them pretty often. A glance in this game is kind of an anti-crit. Instead of doing extra damage like a crit would, it does less damage than normal. Unpleasant, but it happens. It's just a random event, although I believe that some enemies can have a stat that forces glances more often. I don't really understand fully how it works. But either way, it hasn't really been something I need to worry about too much. There we go. Just wasting zombies along my way. Pretty sweet. I'm enjoying it. Alright, very nice. So many zombies along the way here, but my pistol takes them out so fast, so I'm just kind of like, why would I not just waste every zombie along my path every time I come down here? Pretty fun. Just taking out hordes of zombies as I go. I don't think they give much in the way of experience, but, you know, it's fun. Sometimes that counts for something. Alright, couple of side quests over here, too. Let's pick these up while we're in the area. To Kingsmouth Congregational Church. The mail has probably not been delivered since before the fog. In the current situation, who could blame the postal service? Still, receiving packages might lift the spirits of the few remaining survivors on the island. Neither rain nor slow. Something about gloom of night? Isn't that what they say? But the postman is nowhere to be seen. Better take the matter into your own hands. Alright, so just a simple mail delivery side quest. I can do that. Alright, so got that one. And to the Raven's Knock. Same thing, just another package to take, it looks like. Alright, that fills me up on side quests, so I'm going to need to start doing those pretty soon. But for right now, we are finishing our main quest, heading back to town. Badass future gunslinger just killing zombies on our way to wherever, right? Well, I got places to be, but while I'm on there, may as well just wipe out hundreds of zombies on the way there. Save some time. Oh, hey, got an email from Deputy Andy. Hey, Deputy Andy here. Hope I'm not bothering you. Your boss managed to contact Sheriff Bannerman, and she thought it would be a good idea for her team to have your contact info. I noticed you too late when you stopped by earlier. You were already running down towards the docks. I was too focused on my duty. Ha! I'm glad you came back. When you get the opportunity, could you swing by and say hello? I'd like to share some observations with you. Sure, Andy. Don't mind if I do. Let me just, we need to talk to Dr. Bannerman about the boat first. Let's get that done before anything else.
Be safe out there. Goodbye.
The Lady Margaret was a traumatic experience for everyone on board. They were changed men when they came back. I visited with all of them in the days following their return. In my office, there are detailed transcripts of our sessions. I'm afraid it all happened so fast that day there was no time to pack. I hope they may shed some light on what happened out there.
Alright, so we need to go to Dr. Bannerman's clinic and get his transcripts of his sessions to see if we can find out more about what happened to the sailors. Makes sense. And I can get another quest from her, Supply Run. Let's talk to Andy first and see if he has any quests to give before we take that one. Dr. Banner Men, but yeah, I know what you're thinking now, the Incredible Hulk. Coincidence? Hard to say. Hard to say. Deputy does have a quest. Let's go ahead and drop off that ammo for him first of all. There we go. Get the reward from that. Got a hammer. Could use the hammer, I suppose. Rather have a shotgun, though. Alright, Andy's got another quest for us. Drognet! Andy has a theory about the sea monsters and how to potentially slow their advance. Kill Drog and destroy their pods to find out if he's onto something. Andy's been observing the monsters that come from the sea and how they drag slimy pods around and onto the beach. He figures the pods must be valuable. Go down to the beach to study the Drog and do whatever you can to sabotage them.
Now the Walking Dead? I can wrap my head around that. They're dead folk, just walking is all. But those other things? Tall and pale, slimy as maggots. They washed up with the fog. They came and dragged the townsfolk out to sea. Drowned them. Just like my dad with the kittens. He took them out to sea in a garbage bag.
What?
Said they were gonna go for a swim. Said they needed the exercise.
Cripes.
They never came back. A few years later, neither did my dad. Jeez, I still miss those kittens. The townsfolk, they did come back, dragging what looked like eggs. The big ones, they come out of those eggs, like something from Invasion of the Body Snatchers. They're littered all over the place and guarded, and I'm thinking to myself, Andy, that's gotta mean something. That's gotta be a clue. Why keep an eye on something if it ain't valuable? That's police work. That's deduction, plain and simple. So I'm thinking, what came first, the maggot or the egg? Obviously the egg, right?
Sure, Andy. Those references, I know, I'm loving the writing in this game. So yeah, Andy's a bit messed up. Let's talk to him more. See if we can learn about what makes Deputy Andy tick. I'm not sure I want to, but let's try it.
I wanted to be a police officer since as far back as I can think. I had a lot of time to myself growing up. I watched all the cop shows, again and again. The old shows, when a good cop was always a good cop. When you knew you could trust a badge, right? You knew before the half hour was up, they'd get the guy. Out of the basement. So that was my goal, plain and simple. I was single-minded about it. You ask anyone, and they'll say, hey, yeah, that Andy, he sure is single-minded.
That's not a good thing, Andy.
Now, I wasn't what you'd call a straight-A student, but I got there. I got there. And when Sheriff Bannerman swore me on as deputy, gave me my badge, I'd been up all night ironing this shirt. It was crisper than you'd believe. Well, that day I was just as happy as a clam at high tide.
Aw. Tell me more about the town, Andy.
Sure chokes me up seeing Main Street all done up in buntings and so empty. The kids love that Halloween parade, you know? Then they'd all bus on up Bangor way for the haunted hay rides, ever since our local amusement park closed down. They were troubles. It was before my time. Still, what town doesn't have a little trouble? With cultists? There was that repeat killer, I wouldn't say serial killer. But he came from the mainland. And that mess with the college kids at the old hunting cabin? Bears, we reckoned.
I don't think that's typical, Andy.
Jeez. It's all laid out like that. It does sound pretty bad, huh?
Yes, it does, Andy.
This right now is definitely the worst we've ever had, though. This is the real storm of the century. If we push on through it, I am not looking forward to taking a shovel to the streets after.
Fair enough. So tell me about the people of the town, Andy.
Oh, I knew everyone in Kingsmouth. A safe community isn't a spectator sport. I memorized that one. And Sheriff Bannerman preferred to have me walk in the beat, you know, while she handled house calls. That suited me just fine. You know, our folks were a good bunch. They only cause a ruckus when they've had too much of the, you know what. But recently I got talking to Sandy. That guy's pretty philosophical. You wouldn't know it to look at him. I mean, I don't personally have a problem with bikers. I'd like a motorcycle myself. Anywho, he made me really consider it, you know, whether you really ever knew a person. I told him how in 2nd grade I met Anna Redmond behind the gym every day for 2 months. We would hold hands. I thought I knew her pretty good. She left town all of a sudden one day. Halloween. Jeez. Always Halloween.
Yeah, Andy mentioned Halloween before. Andy, about those kittens.
Moose says it's best to talk things out. So, here I am, talking. Mom bought the kittens and Dad drowned them. That's the facts of it. I don't like speculating much, that's one step away from guessing, and the sheriff, she taught me never to guess. Mom's version was that Dad loved things too much. Got a bit crazy sometimes, hugged real hard. Didn't always want to let go. The morning he stuffed them in a bag and took them out to sea, he was full of too much feelings. Didn't know what to do with them. We took him down to Journey's End, out behind the bed and breakfast. It's where the journey ended. Jeez, Dad always wore these masks, you know? For the longest time, you figure you know someone. Most of the time, really, we got no idea.
Andy, your dad is creepy as hell. Yeah, I don't want to ever meet Andy's dad in a dark alley, although I think he mentioned that his dad's dead, so I think I feel a little safer knowing that, honestly. Because what the hell? What the hell? Alright. So yeah, we've got a good amount of side quests right now. We've got the main quest, Dawning of Endless Night. We got Drognet from Andy, and then we've got 2 side missions as well, since we turned in the ammo one. Is there another side mission right nearby? It looks like there might be one just over here. I'm trying to figure out where that is on my map. It's either in the police station, or I think on top of the police station, maybe? Let me look around and see what... Oh, yeah, right here on his desk. Incomplete report. Let's grab that while we're here, too.
Stuck behind this desk.
Dr. Bannerman is looking for the lost pages of his report on Joe Slater. Gather them up and deliver them to his file. Dr. Bannerman has written a psychiatric evaluation of a man called Joe Slater. Several pages are missing and the report can't make much sense without them. Find the lost pages. Sure, let's take it. Alright, so now we've got full side quests. Cruel and creepy. It can be both, Al. It can be both. But I think right there is a good stopping place. We're right about this part where we normally stop. So I think we're just going to finish up there for the night. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for stopping by tonight. I had a great time with all of you. I hope you folks had a great time too. So we're going to be playing Secret World every other Thursday from now on at the same time. So if you're interested and you're in here right now and you haven't hit follow already, now would be a great time to hit follow. And you'll see when I go live. Next time I go live will be tomorrow at the same time, when we're going to be resuming our regular game schedule. We're going to be finishing up Half-Life 2 Episode 2 tomorrow, and in all likelihood we're going to be jumping straight into our next game there, Xenoclash 2, which is a little bit of a weird, obscure one, and is the last of our sequel Palooza, the playing sequels to games I've streamed before. So please feel free to stop by for that. I'd love to see you all there. GMT, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed it. Tazza, thank you for stopping by as well. Hope you enjoyed your lurk. I am going to be throwing the stream over at another streamer as well in a second. If you want to see some streamer that I enjoy watching myself and maybe follow me over to watch somebody else, feel free to stick around for just a second and I will take you over there. But before we do that, I have some links to share with you real quick. See you, Al. See you, Tiori. Good to see both of you in here. So first of all, I'm going to throw my social links in chat. First one there is my Twitter. It's another way to find out when I go live, and I will try to post when I do nerdy things in real life, so you can check that out too. And I've got my YouTube there, which is where I archive all of my streams, every game I've ever streamed. So if you ever want to see something you've seen on the stream over again, or if you want to check out some of the other games I've streamed, click on that and throw me a subscribe if you are so inclined. I'm also going to throw a link real quick to my Discord channel, which is the best way to get a hold of me outside of the stream and a good way to chat with the other viewers. We got some fun stuff going on in there, some fun stuff planned for the future, so feel free to click on that and see what we got going on. So yeah, I think we are going to throw a host at good friend of the stream, an amazing streamer as it is, Zero, who right now is playing The Escapists 2. Just came out this week, a game about escaping from a variety of prisons. Cool looking game, so feel free to join me over there and say hi to him. But if you got other things to do or that doesn't interest you, then I will just say to you, good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you're at in the world, and I'll see you folks around. Take care of yourselves, everyone.